Hey, Pardon My Take listeners, you can find every episode on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Prime members can listen ad-free on Amazon Music. On today's Pardon My Take, Super Wildcard Weekend, we're going to recap every game, 5 games. It was an incredible weekend of football. We're going to talk about all of them. We're going to maybe talk a little bit about being dead-ass right about the Vikings.
I'm not going to take a victory lap.
I'm not either. Hank being dead-ass wrong. We have a lot to get to. It's going to be a great, great show. Nothing better than talking football with the boys. We're going to start with fastest 2 minutes, do a little who's back at the end, and it's all brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. When you're juggling work, family, and life in general, things can feel chaotic. That's why Coors Light helps you find moments to unwind all year long. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. Cracking open ice-cold Coors Light is the best feeling in the world. Just sink into the couch or sitting at the bar with your friends, watching football. There's nothing better than an ice-cold Coors Light. And the mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue when you get them super cold. Make sure you tweet us your blue mountains. Gets the mood, perfect for a weekend. Long weekend this weekend. We got more football coming up. So when it's time to unwind, Coors Light is the beer I reach for when you want to hit the reset. Grab the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Coors Light is the beer of 2023. We love Coors Light. It's my favorite beer. It is the best beer. It is the greatest beer ever created, and it's the coldest beer. That's a fact. Check out those mountains on the cans and bottles when they turn blue, and buy Coors Light straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Okay, let's go.
Now in the street there is violence, and a lot of work to be done. No place to hang out or washing, and then I can't blame all on the sun. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to
It's Pardon My Take,
Electric Avenue,
presented by
and then we'll
Barstool
take it
Sports.
higher.
Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Monday, January 16th. Super Wildcard Weekend. Football. The game we love. We start in San Francisco. Brock, who's there? Purdy who? Purdy good, as the Niners took on the Seahawks with Mr. Irrelevant at the helm. Everyone thought it would be a blowout until DK, have a good day. That's 2. Showed up scoring twice and giving Seattle a first-half lead. In the second half, San Fran said, fuck it, let's rock out with our Brock out, letting Purdy throw it around the yard. Debo Samuel Cook said, these D-backs can't stay with me because I'm running for TD, and the route was on. But don't feel bad, Seahawks fans. This season was a success, as Wilson, king of interceptions, had the internet lay their hate on him, and you're still having fun, Seattle. Niners 41, Seahawks 23.
Down to Duval, where Trevor Lawrence spent the first half in the depths of Asante's Inferno, throwing 4 interceptions and almost going full Peterman. The cream rose to the top as Austin Cream Pie Eckler exploded twice inside the end zone. Unfortunately for the Chargers, the game is 60 minutes long, and Let's Go Brandon Staley picked a terrible time to be conservative, as he'll have plenty of time to watch games from his basement in the future. The Chargers charging is a tale as old as time, and on Saturday night, they Lorenced and repeat the same tragic tale as the Jaguars took a big chug of their Trevorage full of Michael's secret stuff at halftime and came back for the shocking win. The Jaguars are jagging off. 31, Chargers 30.
I always say, it was always the Jaguars.
It was always.
In Western New York, the Bills were playing with an extra pep in their step as Hamlin continues his demarkable recovery. The scoring started with Dawson, I am the one who knocks, as he exploited the Dolphins' defense with too much speed, and Skylar White-Thompson hung around with way too much screen time, annoying Bills fans all afternoon. Both teams took their shots back and forth, except for it's no worse than a common cold, Beasley, who disobeyed the Dolphins' mandate to stay out of their end zone. What ultimately did the Dolphins in was an inability to understand Mike Tyson McDaniels as he called plays in late all afternoon, and their season faded into oblivion. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Bills 34, Dolphins 31.
Over to Minnesota, where Tesla owner Daniel Jones was trying to quit Skull as he was on auto drive all afternoon. The Giants offense had their aha moment as Saquon me ran through the television for 2 touchdowns. TJ Clockinson used his 2 hands to make every second count, saying, "Watch this," as the Vikings tried to build a win brick by brick. A very affordable, stylish watch brought to you by Dave Portnoy. Brian, Ready, Willing, and Dayball was up for anything as his offense gashed Minnesota all day, leaving Kirk with one last drive. "I'm getting to 4th and 8. I'm feeling this. You're throwing it way too short. I'm feeling this. Justin is way downfield. I'm feeling this. Why did you check down Kirk? I'm feeling this. Fade fell short this time. Kirk's throw fades till the summer. Giants 31. The G-Men beat the Vikings 24.
We finish in Cincinnati, where the Ravens were up to the task as J.K. Rowling Dobbins took the Hogwarts Express to the end zone, and Baltimore was winning for the first 9 3/4 of the game until tragedy struck as Sam L. Ron Hubbard leveled up and Tom cruised his way to a 99-yard score, changing the entire game. And then the game came down to one final prayer as James Crochet almost knitted Baltimore to a win, but the ball bounced right in front of him, and the Bengals survive 24-17. Super Wild Card Weekend brought to you by our friends at Chevy, the commanding, unstoppable Chevy Silverado. Learn more at Chevy.com. 2023 is a truck year. This is the year you get your Chevy Silverado. This is the year you become a Chevy guy. So go, or girl, check it out. The commanding, unstoppable Chevy Silverado. Learn more at Chevy.com, the greatest truck ever created. Go check it out. Tell them PMT sent you. You get a free cup of coffee, free tank of gas, and $100 off your brand new Chevy Silverado. That deal might not be legally valid. Go check them out right now. Chevy.com. Hank is making us do this song and trolling us through the song. He just started playing the song because he didn't know how to
make us look like a fool.
Come on,
Hank! Get your head out of the spank bank.
Hank
You're
took the
ruining
Vikings
this podcast.
and he's an idiot.
All right. Welcome to Part of My Take.
Super Wild Card Weekend, almost in the books. We still have Monday Night Football, and I just want to start the show by saying, holy shit, that was so much fun. That was a great 2 days of football, 5 awesome games. Like, think about it. Going into this weekend, I think there was a little bit of a vibe like, oh, a lot of young quarterbacks, first-time quarterbacks, maybe not the sexiest matchups. Besides the second half of Seahawks 49ers, every game delivered. And that game delivered just because there were Deebo Samuel making awesome plays. Like, that was an incredible weekend of football. I love football. We should just be blessed that we got that.
I think no matter who you are, even if you hate football like Max, this was a weekend where you had to just sit down and appreciate the gift that is the beautiful game.
It was so much fun. So we have so much to get to. But we wanted to just respect football first and say, thank you, football, because I think you need to have those moments where you take a step back and be like, you know what? Whether your team lost, your team won, your bets lost, your bets won, like I lost a lot of bets, whatever, who cares? The football was awesome.
Sometimes it takes having football taken away from you for a brief period of time to really realize how much you truly care for it.
Right, those 3 quarters on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, we missed out on about 2.5 hours of potential football.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's funny how the universe works because we're going to get those back and an extra quarter.
Yes. Yes.
next weekend.
In a great divisional round that's very, very exciting. All right, so let's get into every game because we have 5 games to get to. We watched all of them. It was that's the other part about Wild Card Weekend. I mean, all the playoffs.
Wild Card Weekend.
Yeah, Super Wild Card Weekend. Being able to sit down and just focus on one game is so awesome.
So I was thinking about this today when we were watching. We had 3 games back to back to back, which was incredible. What if the NFL scheduled a weekend that was like that, but the game started at 9, and then we just had games going pretty much nonstop?
Yeah, why not? Do it Sunday, do Saturday, Sunday. So right after college football ends, do Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
Start every game at 9.
Yeah.
But then we
could have a Europe game.
You could have a Europe
start
game.
it in the morning.
You can even do a Friday night game.
Yeah, the problem with that is that we say that because these are the best
Teams.
14 teams remaining. So then we would have to watch like the Bears play the Texans, and everyone would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
I think I just say it because the NFL has me by my balls.
Yeah.
And I will watch whatever they put on my
but
screen.
it is like being able to just soak in every single game and be able to watch it and like see the ebbs and flows and where the games change. It's the best.
You know what? We're giving each game its proper credit.
Right.
And the attention it deserves.
Exactly. So let's start. We'll do chronological order. Niners 41, Seahawks 23. I want to start with our guy Brock Purdy because I was fighting off the internet. I actually wasn't fighting off the internet because I just didn't care. But I thought Brock Purdy, I was actually very impressed with his performance because that first half he looked bad.
Oh, yeah, he looked pretty bad, especially like the first quarter and a half when they fell down 10-0. He missed a lot of easy throws. Now,
well, no, they didn't. They didn't fall down 10-0. They were up first, but yeah.
To defend Brock Purdy a little bit, it was wet.
Yeah, no, it was wet, but he looked jittery. He looked like a guy who is Mr. Irrelevant, who got put on a loaded team and got in the playoffs. It's like, hey, go, wing it. He was missing guys wide open. It felt like one of those games that if the Niners had that Brock Purdy to start a game against maybe a better defense, that could have been a disaster. That could have been turnovers. That could have been interceptions. So in that moment, I was like, he's back to looking like Mr. Irrelevant. Everyone then dunked on me on his second half. He did look bad in the first half, but where I'm giving him credit, I thought the fact that he looked like that in the first quarter and a half and then came back and was lights out, like if you're a Niners fan, you watch that game, your one worry is Brock Purdy. How's he going to respond to his first playoff game? Not well to start, and then incredible to finish. And now he's got one under his belt. He started 9 for 19, 147 yards, and 1 TD. That's a stat line that if you were just looking at the stat line, you're like, oh, it wasn't that bad. He missed like wide open guys. He didn't see Deebo Samuel on one route that was like an easy touchdown. But then he finished 9 for 11, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns. He couldn't miss in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing that I can say about Brock Purdy is I think he would be a perfectly average quarterback in a system that wasn't Kyle Shanahan's system.
Yeah.
I think he's got like his DNA, his makeup is such that I think he can exist and be a starting quarterback somewhere else. Maybe not like super successful right now. Who knows what he's going to grow into. But right now, he is like the perfect quarterback for that team. I don't know, like we can look down the line a little bit and say, I don't know how Trey Lance is going to come back and take that job from Brock Purdy. The way that Brock Purdy's playing, he's playing as good as you can possibly hope.
I think Brock Purdy's the future for the 49ers.
So the only thing is, what if they got Tom Brady to go there next year? If they got Tom Brady, I think that Brock Purdy would probably take a year back and probably gladly study underneath Tom Brady, and then it's his team. He's like quarterback and waiting at that point and take over.
Because remember, the Trey Lance pick, after like the smoke cleared and everything came out, it kind of came out that it wasn't Kyle Shanahan's pick and he got overruled. He actually wanted to take Mac Jones. So, like, I wouldn't be shocked if Kyle Shanahan's like, hey, Brock Purdy's winning games. He just won us a playoff game. He is playing very, very well. Like I said, in the moment, at the start of the game, he didn't look great. Anyone who would disagree, I would be like, what game are you watching? Those first, like, it was like one of the first 2 drives where it was actually, the benefit was he was so off, they were not interceptable because he like threw behind his receiver by like 5 yards. So it wasn't even close to interceptable. But the way he finished, I was watching, it's like maybe he is Kurt Warner.
He had one where he missed his receiver and the cornerback high by like 7 feet.
Yeah, right.
And so it landed harmlessly, and the camera zoomed in on Purdy's face, and he just didn't even really blink. He was just like, hey, that's on me.
Saying.
And he didn't get down on himself. He's fun to watch. I officially like Brock Purdy. I think we need to stop talking about him as just being
that's what I'm
perfect
saying.
for that system.
Yes.
I think that Brock Purdy is officially now, he's been upgraded to not a bad NFL quarterback. And I mean that in like the global sense of the starting 32 quarterbacks.
Yes, and
he's not a bad starting quarterback in terms of the totality of the league.
While admitting that he is on the best system because,
For sure.
When you get to the playoffs, your big-time players making big-time plays. Christian McCaffrey going 136 total yards and a touchdown, and Debo going 165 total yards and a touchdown. It is so much fun watching the Niners where they're like, oh, let's just get it to these two guys and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle and let them just be better than everyone. Like that Debo, when he ran for that touchdown, and that Christian McCaffrey 60-yard run whenever it was early in the second quarter, I want to say.
I think it was his first run of the game.
Yeah, you're just reminded holy shit, the Niners are as loaded as can be. But yeah, I'm a Brock Purdy believer, especially with how he responded to start of that game. I think he's going to be the quarterback for the Niners next year, barring some Tom Brady or some other type of catastrophe. I actually went and looked at Brock Purdy's draft pros and cons. So his pros were plus accuracy, quick release. His cons are kind of funny because a couple of them are actually strengths in Kyle Shanahan's system. One of his cons was written as field vision narrows too often, which okay, you have the best players in the world on your team. It's okay if you narrow in on Christian McCaffrey or Debo Samuel.
And a lot of times the plays that they call for you in San Francisco are you're going to do a pump fake to the left, pump fake to the right, and then here's the option that you're throwing
and then
to.
The slant right over the middle.
Yeah.
And then the other one was plays tight, few calculated risks. That also is kind of a pro in Kyle Shanahan's offense where it's if you play in the system, it will, and you don't make the mistakes, if you don't try to be a hero, the system will work for itself.
Yeah. If I was a scout, what I would do for every quarterback that was projected to fall to the 5th, 6th round, I would just say upside could have a Tom Brady type career in the right environment.
Yeah.
And then once every 30 years, somebody will dig up that scouting report and you're right about one of the guys. That turns out to be the best.
Yeah.
Then you look like a genius.
Yeah, just talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Yep.
It also, I was reading some of the quotes after the game, the way the Niners players are talking about Brock Purdy, they 100% believe in him. And why wouldn't you? They've won 11 in a row.
Yeah.
And I mean, so this game, let's talk a little about the Seahawks. It was crazy because I think we all expected the Niners to kill him, and the game was close. The Seahawks were winning at halftime. The game basically switched on that one penalty that the Seahawks took in the red zone where it was 23-17 with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, which is if you're the Seahawks, you're driving down 6 points in the third quarter against the Niners when you're whatever it was, 10-point underdogs. Mm-hmm. And they get that illegal man downfield on a 7-yard gain that would have made it 3rd and 2 from the 10. They back up. Niners get the strip sack, and then it was over. Yeah, and then it was just okay, now the route is on.
The strip sack was the one mistake that they could not afford.
Right.
And it seemed almost too easy that they got to Geno on that one. And I feel a little bit bad for Geno because he had a season that he needed. Geno as a person.
He's the future.
As a person, he needed that. So they're probably going to bring him back. I don't see why they wouldn't bring him back. I don't think Pete Carroll wants to try to develop somebody else new after what he's been through this season. But Geno Smith is worth more to the Seahawks than he'd be worth for any other franchise out there. So if you look at the teams that need a quarterback right now, the only one that I would like to see Geno Smith go back to more, I would like to see him go back to the Jets.
Jets, yes.
That would be
absolutely.
cool. Unfinished business.
That'd be fun.
That'd be very fun, and I actually think that he'd be a good fit on the Jets.
No, I didn't think Geno. It kind of sucks because it's Geno made 2 big mistakes. He had the interception and the fumble. And it sucks because you're oh, Geno, he the game ended on that play because then the Niners went 70 yards and they went again and it was just over. But Geno played pretty well. It's just that the Niners are so much better than the Seahawks. He had to play perfect. He didn't play perfect. You know what I mean? It's kind of unfair to be their margin for error was so small that they had to play a perfect game to be able to beat the Niners, and they did for a half. And then that fumble happened, and the Niners defense kind of figured something out where they didn't let DK Metcalf just run. I mean, he was incredible all day.
Yeah.
But I didn't walk away from that game being Geno Smith, oh, old Geno's back. It was more the Niners are just better than the Seahawks, offense, defense.
I think Geno Smith just got good randomly.
Yeah.
This late in his career.
It takes people time.
I don't think that he's going to turn back into old Geno. I think he might fade away back into old Geno eventually, just out of sheer age.
Yeah.
He might age out of being a quarterback, but I think that he's just good now. That's
Yeah.
just who he is. As for DK, here's a fun stat. DK Metcalf, this is a stat from Mike Florio, not our Mike Florio, but another guy who's named Michael Florio, which is fucking
very
bizarre.
weird. Yeah.
In the 3 wild card round games that DK's played in, 7 catches, 160 yards for a touchdown, 5 catches, 96 yards for 2 touchdowns, and then 10 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK is a beast in the playoffs.
Is a beast.
He's officially a beast.
Yeah. And there was actually kind of a little bit of questions because that second Niners-Seahawks game, he got a little bit bottled up. So it was like, can he, like, is the Niners defense too good? Are they too physical? But no, he was awesome. Kenneth Walker was good too, but he was their offense.
I'm going to see your turning point of the game, and I'm going to raise you with the dumbass of the game. That was the real turning point of the game.
Okay.
The dumbass of the game was whoever it was on the Seahawks that grabbed Deebo Samuel's leg after they tackled him.
Oh, yeah.
And then tried to twist it because, first of all, you don't tug on Superman's cape, spin in the wind. You don't fucking twist a man named Deebo's leg when he's on the ground. And then his entire team got up and like had his back right after that. That was the turning point. That's when the Niners were like, okay, we're done playing with the Seahawks. Let's just fucking fuck them up.
Okay, so counterpoint to that, when I talked about the Seahawks having to play a perfect game, I think part of their perfect game was injuring Debo.
Well, but
they had to injure Debo for part of their perfect game to happen.
Then you got to go full injure
Yeah,
Debo. You don't hurt Debo.
I wouldn't be shocked if that wasn't part of the defensive meeting. Like, okay, guys, like we got to keep Debo in front of us. Like George Kittle's going to be good over the middle. Christian McCaffrey a weapon, and also if we can figure out a way to get like one of them out, then we can win.
Well, if there's a way that we can figure out to injure Debo, Kittle, and Christian McCaffrey all in the same, and Fred Warner probably. Somebody needs to have a knife.
Yeah.
Which one of you guys wants to have the knife on the field today?
I love Brandon Ayuk, by the way. He's so underrated because he plays in such because everyone thinks Debo, Christian, McCaffrey, Kittle. Brandon Ayuk is awesome.
He had a nice block on that dime that Brock Purdy threw to Debo, where Debo had 65 yards after the catch.
Yeah. He just hit the burners. And it was like, okay, no one's going to catch him.
It was awesome. But yeah, Jay, can you figure out who that dumbass of the week was that twisted Debo's leg?
Yeah, it was a very stupid play.
Super moron.
Also, weather's not real. Hank, shout out you. You were right. I don't know if you said for this game, but you're right.
I bet the over.
I mean,
smashed it.
It
was sunny. It was like sunny in the second quarter.
That was the most false news of all time. I think they just did that. I think here's my, tinfoil hat, maybe a little too woke. There was perfect weather everywhere else, and they're like, we need to pay our weather people we need something to fill a little bit of time on the pregame shows. So let's just make up a huge rainstorm in San Francisco.
Well, at the start of the game, it was wet. Pete Carroll was wet, and that's when I saw that I was like,
he's always a little.
The 49ers are in trouble because we got a damp Pete Carroll on our hands, and he's a better coach when he's wet. Everybody knows that. The gum smacks louder, the hair sticks together. He gets to wear one of those slick little raincoats that he likes. His skin looks better when it rains; it glistens, and then he just dried out. He just dried out over the course of the game because I think it stopped raining entirely in the first quarter.
Yeah.
A little peek behind the curtain here. I mean, I'm not a meteorologist, but one thing I use to kind of handicap whether or not weather is real is if the tweets and videos that people are using come out like 5 hours before, it's usually not going to be that weather in 5 hours.
Weather changes.
Yeah, that's kind of that's the little insider tip for the people out there.
It's too early for
weather. Doesn't stay the same for 5 hours.
Yeah, any forecast that you make before like an hour before kickoff is irrelevant.
There was a Big J. That was the video that was going around that I saw. There was a Big J. It was literally 6 hours before tip-off.
Like, dude, what are we talking
about?
Tip-off,
kickoff.
Yeah.
And it was pouring rain. It's like, game's in 6 hours.
Does weather affect basketball at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, wind could.
Humidity.
Outside if you're shooting?
Wind, yeah. What were you going to say, Jake?
It was actually Hard Knocks legend Jonathan Abram.
That's right.
From the Raiders.
That's right. The guy
Salmon.
Gruden had to be like, hey, can you please not hit Derek Carr during walkthroughs?
Yeah.
He was like, haha, okay, coach, whatever. And Gruden was like, no, I'm serious. Please don't injure our starting quarterback.
And he kept on asking people what salmon is.
Yeah, what's salmon? What do you mean salmon?
Yeah. Okay, so Seahawks, I know that losing a playoff game sucks, but you can't judge this season other than an A+.
Yeah.
They have the 5th pick.
Everyone
and they got rid of Russell Wilson, and they went to they were leading the Niners, who kind of everyone thinks is the best team in the NFL right now. They were leading them at half.
Yeah.
And they might have found their guy in Geno, who won't be that expensive, and now you can do the same thing that you did with Russ, where it's like build everything up around Geno.
Yeah, I'd say solid A.
Yeah.
If you won a game, I would have said A+. Won a playoff game, that's an A+. But you're very happy with where you are right now, especially considering that most people picked you to win 3 games this year.
Yes. Last question. So Niners, Max, let's have an honest conversation. The Niners are scary.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are.
No,
they
they're
are.
a scary
Yeah, but
team.
there were
Max,
things that I saw yesterday that were like, we can be this.
Oh,
we-
Max, do
we
tell.
can-
Max, can I just tell you,
Break
like,
down the film.
It's okay to be scared.
Wait, no. I want to hear Max break down. Where were the weaknesses?
You already said it. Brock Purdy in the first half, like against a good defense, he got away with so many things in that first half. And also, credit to the Niners defense. We already talked about it, but the Seahawks may have won that game if that strip sack doesn't happen.
I mean, it was a 6-point game with them going in.
It was a ball game. The Seahawks were in that game like through and through, and then obviously the strip sack happened and everything changed. But if the Seahawks score on that drive, take the lead in the third quarter, like then you have to see Brock Purdy in a situation that you haven't really seen him in, and he got bailed out with the sack. But I don't know.
He was very good in the second half.
He was very, very good in the second half.
Yes.
But I didn't look at that. I was like, oh, this is a team that has no flaws.
You know what Brock Purdy's really good at? He's very good at managing the pocket. So, like, knowing when to step up. He's got that sixth sense where he can feel somebody coming behind him.
Yes.
And a lot of rookie quarterbacks, they like bail after a second, and they get happy feet, and they're like, let me get out of here. Purdy knows, like, how to step up, where to step up, and how to manipulate people in the pocket, too.
And you know what? I actually think that part of his little struggles at the beginning of the game, and again, I'm sure there'll be people who are like, dude, he was fine. He wasn't. Well, if you watch the game, he was if he does that against a really good defense, it's a problem. But it didn't last, so it's not a problem as of right now. He was doing a spin. He kept on spinning, and it was such a wide spin, and he would end up, and then he finally was like going back to, like you said, he has a nice little pocket presence where it's almost like he makes himself small and then big. He's like a blobfish. He makes himself small and then he makes himself big again. Like he like fits through little areas and has a presence of mind of
like
where everything is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm back. I started the game being like Brock Purdy's a problem, and I ended the game Brock Purdy's back to being Kurt Warner.
I think Brock Purdy is just he's a very, very not bad quarterback.
Yeah, but it is true. Max is right. Like if he has a bad start like that and they get in a hole, it could look differently. I don't think the Niners are so good.
Can we compare him to Kurt Warner though?
Well,
because he didn't spend any time in a grocery store. Find me a picture of Brock Purdy stocking shelves.
But Iowa, they got the Iowa. Isn't that where he was? The Iowa Barnstormers, and Brock Purdy was in Ames.
Yeah,
isn't that where Kurt Warner played Arena League? And that's where he was doing
Is there a movie about Brock Purdy yet, starring an actor that doesn't look like Brock Purdy?
I'm pretty sure it was Grocery Store in Iowa when he was on the Barnstormers, and then you have Brock Purdy at Ames.
Yeah, he was on the Packers, then the Iowa Barnstormers.
Right. So there's a connection. I think there's a connection there.
I think Brock is his own story though, because he's as Mr. Irrelevant. That's a storyline that is yet to be fulfilled yet in the NFL.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody going from Mr. Irrelevant. There are a lot of guys that are out there that are undrafted and Cinderella stories, but nobody has had, like, the disrespect that gets put on your name for being the very last person selected to be a professional football player it's never made sense to me, because it's still a team being like, you're so good that we want to keep you off of every other team,
right,
and bring you in here for a workout.
It's essentially what it is it's when everyone leaves the fantasy draft in the last round because you just auto draft kickers. And if you have the last pick, everyone's out of the draft, so you're just sitting in there by yourself.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like when you draft Mr. Relevant. But he is. I'll say this, and I have no idea who else is on this list. I'm going to say right now, Brock Purdy, best Mr. Irrelevant of all time.
Oh, without a doubt.
He hasn't won any championships. And we have another Mr. Irrelevant who's won a championship.
What position?
Quarterback.
Who?
Chad Kelly. Grey Cup winner.
All right. Yeah. So I'm going to say it again.
He hasn't won any
Brock Purdy's
championships.
the best Mr. Irrelevant of all time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the story. He is one of one. Brock Purdy, one of one, the best Mr. Irrelevant.
I should have known it was Chad Kelly. I thought for a second there Billy was going to drop like a 1975 Mr. Like, come on. It was Chad Kelly.
I was going to say the Mr. Irrelevant thing is like, it's like at the end of the night at a bar
and you've all had a bunch of drinks. The selection is not what it should be. And then you're like, okay, that person. And then you end up going home, and then you're like, you know what? I got to get up for work early tomorrow.
Yeah, but
that's what Mr. Relevant usually is. This Mr. Relevant just turned into a spouse.
Yeah, that same thing played out, and then it's like, oh, it was actually Brad Pitt that I went home with.
Yeah, congratulations.
Brock Purdy. You're Brad Pitt and Kurt Warner.
He was like Brad Pitt dressed up in like elderly makeup, like when Kyrie Irving goes to Rucker Park and pretends to be an old guy.
We're doing the thing where we're talking ourselves so into Brock Purdy that's it's gonna end in disaster. But I went through it getting I just have to have a side note. And I know this is just how Twitter works, so there's nothing you can fix to it. But the people who show up like 5 hours later after a tweet, I wish I could edit it and just be like, anyone who quote tweets this has a small dick and is a loser, because they were like, when I tweeted it, he looked like Mr. Irrelevant, and then he played well, and then I was getting quote tweets like 8 hours later being like, bad take, bro.
Well,
it's like, well, we watched the game.
You just got to give Brock Purdy time to settle in a playoff game.
Yeah.
It was his first playoff game.
Yeah, no, it was.
So it was expected for him to take some time to become the Brock Purdy that we've seen over the last month.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's he's just, I think, end of story, Brock Purdy is officially not bad.
Yeah, agreed.
We actually have an actual Mr. Irrelevant who's won a Super Bowl.
Who?
Ryan Suckup, the kicker for the Bucks.
Oh, okay. Well, but kickers don't count.
All kickers are Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah. So, all right. So I learned my lesson, because it will segue into the next game with the tweet. I did the same thing in this next game with someone playing very poorly in the first half, but I made sure to clarify the exact time and place in the game, and it was Trevor Lawrence after throwing 4 interceptions to start the game. The Jaguars won 31-30 against the Chargers. Trevor Lawrence started the game 4 for 16 for 30 yards and 4 interceptions, and it was as bad looks. And on top of that, I forgot I said that I don't think Asante Samuel Jr. is that good. He had 3 interceptions in the first quarter. That couldn't have gone worse for me.
All right, so as far as the Jaguars and the Chargers go, I'd like to make a motion to ban the word Chargers from the studio.
Well, you're hurt because you put a future on it.
We can all admit, we all saw the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should disrespect this podcast by using that type of language in these walls.
Okay.
It's like saying, saying Macbeth in a theater. Mm-hmm. The whole place is probably going to burn down. We should not say Chargers in the walls of Part of My Take until they win a playoff game, because the Chargers, they're dead to me. They're officially dead to me. I think that Brandon Staley should be tried for war crimes as a war criminal. I think that it's a disgusting act, what I saw in the entire second half of that game, and the fact that everybody saw it coming at the end of at the end of the first half.
Shout out Max.
The second, I mean, Max said it, Billy said it, I tweeted it. Everybody knew it was happening.
Yeah.
The second that they did not score a touchdown to capitalize on that muff punt in the second quarter, everybody was like, "This is going to happen." Oh yes,
okay,
it will happen.
So it's so much worse than that. We'll talk about the Chargers first. We'll get to the Jags. The Jags are that was an awesome night. We'll give them their flowers. But so the Chargers. I was reading an article by Daniel Popper. Shout out, that's a great name on The Athletic. He broke down the play. So the turning point, if we want to talk about turning points in the game, the Chargers getting the ball back or getting the ball with 3 minutes left, and they're up 27-0. And if they get a first down, if they get 3 points on this drive, if they just wait, if they just go into halftime up 27-0, they probably win this game. If you remember, obviously they punted, they went 3 and out, and then the Jaguars came down, scored, and it felt like the momentum had shifted right there, because it was like, oh, Trevor Lawrence has found something. Like, he was as bad gets, and then he found something. So this play is the most Chargers thing that could ever happen. So if you remember, there's 2 minutes left. It's 3rd and 1, right? They're getting to the line of scrimmage to run the play. Joe Lombardi, who is a fucking moron, and everyone agrees.
He needs to be buried underneath the Hague.
Okay, so here's how it sets. So Joe Lombardi, they get to the line of scrimmage. Justin Herbert has an audible. He has a kill. If it's called for an inside run. If it's looking like the Jaguars are ready for the inside run, there's a kill for a jet sweep to DeAndre Carter. Okay? Joe Lombardi's run 4 jet sweeps this year to DeAndre Carter for negative 21 yards. So let's just start there. Terrible play call. Hasn't worked all year. DeAndre Carter is Mike Williams' backup. DeAndre Carter, who got hurt in week 18 because Brandon Staley's a moron. DeAndre Carter got banged up. So now they have a guy, Michael Bandian, who has not practiced this play, and they run the play, and he's not even looking for the jet sweep. They fumble, they punt, the Jaguars score, and it's 27-7. That's the most Chargers things ever to have not only a bad play call, but it's a play call for a guy who is filling in for the guy who got hurt in week 18, and then that guy gets injured, so you're on your backup's backup, and he doesn't know the play. The Chargers deserve all of it themselves. They make their own. They make their own like fate. Like the fact that we're sitting here and they have a bad play for a backup of a backup because Brandon Staley's so fucking stupid. He started his starters in a meaningless Week 18 game. You deserve this. And I'm not talking about Chargers fans. We'll get to them. I'm talking about the Chargers. You deserve this. Brandon Staley, you deserve this. Nice guy. We had him on once.
Yeah, it's like the butterfly effect, except everybody involved is criminally stupid.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. And I have sympathy for Chargers fans. I can't imagine what it's like to be you. I can't imagine why you're still a fan of the team, even if they like the team that has made your life living hell gets up and moves out of your city and you still support the team and it still does this to you. Like, I'm sorry that you're going through this right now. It's the Chargers.
Terrible.
The Chargers are just bad. I don't want to say their name anymore. I think I can easily be talked right back into putting a future on them for next year if they hire Sean Payton.
I won't let you do it.
If they hire Sean, so this is how bad. And I said all this stuff about like how bad it must be for your Chargers fan, but I also kind of get it because you list all the guys that they have on their team, which we did. They win. They beat almost any team in a guy off.
Also, Asante Samuel did get burned on a touchdown, and the 4th down play that the Jaguars ran, that was actually designed just to pick off Asante Samuel.
Okay, so what I'm saying is they've got the guys, right?
Yeah.
And I'm as mad at a team that I don't root for as I've ever been in my life. And within about 15 minutes after the game, I found myself logging back onto the sports book and seeing if I could get a look ahead for 2024 Super Bowl.
Chargers.
Thinking that Sean Payton might coach the Chargers at that point. So I understand that it's a disease being a Chargers fan, and I've got a touch of it.
It's also an incurable disease. Like we always joked about. Yeah, we always joked about. It's terminal PFD. We always joked about Phil Rivers and like this tragic. Late in the afternoon, you're watching Phil Rivers try to take the Chargers back. It wasn't Phil Rivers. It was like if Phil Rivers went to the Giants, he would have won 2 Super Bowls. It's the Chargers. And it's so much so that in this article, I still can't believe that like this Brandon Staley had to say this. He actually said out loud that the chargering is a thing and that he's trying to break it. If you have to admit that this thing exists, that the Chargers are the most tragic team in like all of professional football, I think you just don't take the job. So here's the quote. This is Brandon Staley. The history of this team when I got here, it was like someone's going to get hurt, they're going to blow a lead, something catastrophic is going to happen. There's this chargering, and there's all these external factors that I know in my life. They're just all excuses. And so, all right, well, how do you change that? Well, you have to do things different. You have to have a different approach. And then Brandon Staley started coaching the Chargers, and he did nothing different. Mm-hmm. And he did no different approach.
Well, okay, so he did do something
for
different.
a little bit.
So this is another reason why I fucking hate this team. I never want to talk about him again, is because Brandon Staley got hired by the Chargers, and he comes in, and he's a defensive coach, so they're like, okay, this guy's going to be conservative.
And their defense played well.
He's going to be pretty much standard coach offensively. And then, no, he starts acting like a big fucking drunk weirdo and starts going for it on like 4th and 13 from his own 20-yard line. That's fine. I would... go out there, be crazy. You can't game plan against crazy. They don't know what to expect. And now this year, what did we say on Thursday? We're like, we get the vibe that Brandon Staley is going to be normal. And
he's going to be very conservative.
And guess what? There was normal charging. Here's another very funny stat.
But you're right, PFD. Like the way to beat the Chargers curse is to be the crazy dude that everyone's yelling at on Twitter because he never will kick a field goal.
Yeah,
he actually was doing the thing to break the like curse that somehow the Chargers have, and then he spent enough time there that he just reverted back into a plain old boring coach that makes stupid decisions.
You got to get so crazy that you out crazy yourself.
Right.
Is that you got to outsmart yourself at times. My buddy Spilly tweeted this out. It's the Chargers' win probability. It matches up exactly with the lightning bolt.
Oh, that's
in their
sick.
graph.
That's actually
It's
sick.
an overlay.
That's sick.
That's wild.
And also, those win probabilities make no sense
None.
because the Chargers are the Chargers.
It should
like
be
there
weighted.
was when they were down 20 when the Jaguars scored and made it 27-7 going into half. It was a 50-50 game.
Yeah. So
it was a coin flip.
So when it was 27-0, when they didn't get a touchdown off the muff punt, I think a lot of Chargers fans out there were like, well, this can go really bad if Trevor takes the ball down the field and if they score a touchdown right now. And that's exactly what happened. It could have been way worse at halftime for the Jaguars. As bad as it was and as bad as they played, they could have very easily been down 35-38-0 at halftime, and they weren't. And
like the ball dropping off the head. The team Stathole texted me, teams in the playoffs that had a +5 turnover differential were 26-0 going into this game.
Yeah.
And then the Chargers happened.
And then the Chargers
They had +5 turnover differential.
The Chargers and the Falcons should have their own probability chart, which is heavily weighted. It's like the American dollar versus the Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
We should just subtract 30% from whatever the win probability says it is for those teams.
And I do like that they have their distinct ways, like the fact that the Chargers finally got everyone healthy, and then Brandon Staley was like, let's play everyone week 18 and then lose Mike Williams, who, if you've seen any of the stats, like the Chargers are awesome when Mike Williams is on the field, and they're average when he's not. And then you get plays like I mentioned before where you have the backup of the backup trying to run a jet sweep that he didn't practice, which was a play that fails anyway. But Brandon Staley, I feel like we're talking a mile a minute. I like it because we're fired up. This is just passion that people are getting in their ears right now. Brandon Staley, the analytical king, the prince that was promised. Everyone talking about him last year, the year before, whatever it was when he came on the scene. This guy does it different. This guy's new age. He's like, he realizes that 7 points are more than 3. Finally, someone. Brandon Staley on 4th and 3 from the Jacksonville Jaguars 22-yard line decided to try to make the game from a 2-possession game to a 2-possession game. They were up 10, and he said, let me go up 13. What the fuck, dude? Like, if you get a first down and score a touchdown, if you go up 17 late in the fourth quarter, the game is over. And I know the Chargers are still there, but the game is over. When you're up 17 with, I think it was, how much time was left? It was maybe 4 or 5 minutes left. If you go up 17 there, the game is officially over. That means you have to score. They have to score 3 times. That means they have to get an onside kick. No one gets onside kicks. All that stuff. He was like, no, let me try to kick a field goal. And guess what? The kicker missed it. And on the flip side, you have Doug Big Balls Peterson, who, like genius when Bosa lost his mind for the 17th time in the game, was like, you know what? Let's go for fucking 2. Trevor Lawrence is 6'6". He can just stretch over, he can dunk from the foul line.
8:47 at the missed field goal.
8:47. So a little lot later. But if you go up 17 with 8:47, I actually believe the win probability. Like if you score a touchdown to go up 17 with 7 and a change left, you're going to win the game most likely, because that is, again,
because you're probably going to need 2 onside.
They need to score. They need to play perfect football.
You either need a turnover that you return for a touchdown, or get close to returning for a touchdown, or you need to have 2 onside kick recovers.
Instead, it's just score, get a punt, score.
And if Brandon Staley, if he truly knew the depths of how bad charging got, he probably would have shied away from kicking a field goal.
Oh, yeah.
That was Dicker had a great season, and he was one of the reasons why people were like, this Chargers team, myself included, is different because they don't have a shitty kicker. They've got a good kicker now, a good young kicker, it looks like. And he choked on that one. It was bad. And somebody on that Chargers team, I know it was 4th down or whatever, somebody on that Chargers team should have told them, let them score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to tackle, was it Etienne?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to tackle him inside the 10-yard line, just let him score at the end of the game, get the ball back.
And that play, Doug Peterson had run that almost exact same play against the Chargers earlier in the season. And Benjamin Solik did a good breakdown on Twitter where it's essentially they crash everyone in the middle and they run wide and essentially say ETN versus Asante Samuel in space. Asante Samuel can't tackle this. We will win this every time. And they literally got that exact same matchup again. And he ran. And like that, The Jaguars, I just still can't believe Brandon Staley tried to kick that field goal. It's crazy. He was the guy who was supposed to change everything, and he just turtled. And I feel bad for him because he is a really nice guy, and he is a defensive guy. So, like, a lot of the blame should be on Joe Lombardi. And we should say Justin Herbert wasn't great. Like, there was the fact that the Chargers, it was actually a big win for meatball football, like guys like us who still hold on to some meatball takes, because the Chargers were up 27-0. They ran 25 passes, 7 designed runs, and the 7 designed runs went for 7 yards. It's great to, like, every now and then be reminded, like, if you can't run the football, you can't win these games. Because if they could run the football, if they could get first downs with running the ball, no one comes back from 27-0.
Guess what? RG3 was vindicated. You have to be able to have more rushing attempts than your opponent if you want to win in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I'm
now,
not
with the Chargers, the way that they use their running backs, it's a little bit different. Like Eckler,
of course,
he catches passes, but that's part of their running game.
But he wasn't,
and he's great. And Justin Herbert, I still think Justin Herbert, I would take him probably over almost all the league except for like 6 or 7 quarterbacks. If I were to like start right now with a new team, I still think Justin Herbert's an awesome quarterback. You have to be able to get a first down in the fourth quarter of that game. That is on him to not be able to like just seal this game, because there's a lot of blame to go around. Most of it I think should go on Lombardi. And I put like 50% on Lombardi. I put like 40% on Staley. 9% on Herbert, and then 1% on God.
Asante Samuel, too.
Well, I was going to say God for creating the Chargers.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Asante Samuel Jr. might be good. I was wrong, okay? It was actually very funny that he had 3 interceptions because that was such a throwaway comment on Friday.
He's not even that good.
He's not even that good. I forgot I had said it, and then he got his first interception. I got a few tweets. Then he got his second, and I was just bombarded. Then he got his third, and everyone's like, "You're the dumbest person alive." I was like, guess what? I am the dumbest person alive. Like, that was a throwaway comment. I'm stupid.
The Asante Samuel Jr. thing, when he first got to the NFL, that was the first time I was like, what the fuck is time doing right now?
Also, Ken Jack, who actually was one of the original interns for this show, who's a diehard Chargers fan, I asked him, I was like, why do I think Asante Samuel Jr. is not that good? He's like, you probably watched him against Devontae Adams, which isn't fair because Devontae Adams that great, but he's like, any really good route runner torches him.
Well, he's had some bad games.
Yeah.
And it's not just Devontae Adams. Like, he's not awesome.
But it's also, I mean, my dumb brain. If I watch one thing happen once, I make a decision on that person.
Yeah.
And that's cemented forever. So I hand up. That was stupid. He played great. I still can't believe, like, I can, but the Chargers. So I wrote down, I did a quick, like, because, you know, we've talked about it before, you know, Minnesota, when they've had heartbreak. We'll get to you guys, Minnesota. But the Chargers is a franchise, I think, just because their fan base isn't that vocal and they've been nomads, they don't get the credit for being such a tragic franchise. But going through it, starting in 2006, when you remember the game they played in the playoffs against the Patriots, and the Chargers were up 8 with 8 minutes left, and Tom Brady threw an interception, and then Troy Brown stripped Marlon McCree and, like, literally intercepted it. Game over, essentially. Running down, Troy Brown strips him, ends with Nate Kading missing a field goal to go to overtime. 2007, Phil Rivers tears his ACL.
I think he missed 3 field goals.
He did, yeah.
Too.
So Nate Kading
missed so many.
That year he had missed 3 field goals the entire season, and he missed 3 field goals in that game.
And there's more Nate Kading coming up. 2007, Phil Rivers tears his ACL in the divisional round. They go to Foxborough. They actually play the Patriots pretty tight. I think they lost by like 9 or something, but he plays with a torn ACL. 2009 was the divisional round. It's 2009-2010 season where they lost 17-14 to the Jets. Nate Kading missed a 40-yarder and a 36-yarder. Mm-hmm. 2010 was the year that they had the number 1 offense, number 1 defense, didn't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They moved out of San Diego. They should have been in San Diego. They're literally subleasing their home stadium. They don't have a home.
No, they get cucked every weekend.
They had Phillip Rivers and LaDainian Tomlinson, and they got nothing to show for. Like, I feel bad for Chargers fans. I do. Chargers, as a franchise, I don't feel bad. You make your own luck. Chargers fans, you don't deserve this.
You dragged your most diehard superfan Boltman in front of a town council meeting and pried away the one thing that he loved and cared about in this world.
So sad.
Very sad. The Chargers are a very sad franchise. You know what else is sad? The fact that we've got an entire department of statistics and people that just do nothing but look up fun stats, not just here at Barstool, but also all across all the football watching channels, and nobody thought to tell us that Trevor Lawrence had never lost a football game on a Saturday.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Ever.
Why? How?
College.
How did we miss that?
High school.
NFL, if he's ever played.
Yeah, no, he did last week.
He's never
Last week he won on a Saturday.
Because in college, he lost the championship games.
Yeah.
Those were played on Mondays.
Mondays.
He has never lost a football game on a Saturday. That's
It's crazy. Yeah, and so let's talk about, because we've buried the Chargers. One last thing. This one was kind of just depressing. Brandon Staley this week, I guess, he tried to motivate the guys, try to get the Charger out of them. He showed them a picture of the late 90s Bulls all wearing the same sneakers, and he told everyone they had to wear black cleats on Saturday night so they were a team as one. Oh. And they really went out there.
That did it.
So, yeah, that's the depths of the Charger hell that you're 90s Bulls. We got to do what they do, and maybe we'll get out of whatever this hell we live in.
Okay, so I've got an idea for the Chargers. If you really want to fix the issue of being the Chargers, it's going to take something more than just the shoes. You have to let them wear a completely different uniform underneath their Chargers uniform.
Like Mighty Ducks?
You have to
Change
let
it halftime?
you have to let them get. Well, I'm sure Goodell would have a word about you only get a certain number of color combinations you can wear, but let them put on, I don't know, Patriots or Rams clothes underneath their Chargers uniform. We don't have to see it on TV, just so that they know it's under there. So it's listen, this uniform isn't who you are. It's just a piece of clothing that's on the outside. You can be whoever you want on that field.
They need a witch doctor. They need a witch doctor to show up to their facility to start training camp next year and do a seance and do the smoke and heal all of them. Because I don't think there's anything that's going to change. I think Justin Herbert's a franchise quarterback. I do think that he deserves some blame for Saturday night. And shout out to Emmanuel Acho for being the weirdest dude on Twitter, for just hammering him. It's the guy's very good. He could have played better, but they need everything to change because they had Phil Rivers, and now they have what seems like another guy who should be there for 15 years and win them a lot of football games. But as it currently states, they're never winning anything of consequence.
They seem like the most talented team that's always got a whiff. It's a combination of being cursed, truly, truly cursed by God, and also they've got a whiff of candy assness about them. What they need is an interim coach. They need an interim
Coach O.
They need Coach O to come in
Coach O.
for a season.
Yeah.
Just whoop the shit out of him.
Yep.
Bury all the old Chargers uniforms underneath the soil. Let them wear LSU shit underneath the Chargers, whatever it takes. They need just the complete opposite of Brandon Staley for a season.
Yes.
This old school, I'm going to chew your ass out. We're going to be tough. We'll probably lose a bunch of games because I'm such a tough coach and I don't give a shit about analytics. But guess what? By playoff time, you might be ready to win one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, for the love of God, do not ever play against Trevor Lawrence on a Saturday.
Do you think Brandon Staley's going to get fired?
I would personally. Would I personally fire him? Yeah, you better believe it. I would arrest him.
Well, it's funny because he was kind of weirdly on the hot seat, and then they went on that run in December where they got into the playoffs, and then he immediately had maybe the worst back-to-back weeks you could ever have as a head coach. He lost. He played all his starters in Week 18 and lost one of his best players to injury, and then in the playoffs he lost a 27-0 lead and a +5 turnover. Who has had a worse back-to-back weeks? You can't have a worse coaching back-to-back weeks than what Brandon Staley just did.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to do because the Spanoses are very strange owners. They fired Marty Schottenheimer after he went 15-1 and replaced him with Norv Turner. They don't like to spend a lot of money. They're clear about that.
Yeah, they don't have a stadium.
I would personally fire Brandon Staley if you thought that you had a shot at getting Sean Payton. Because I feel like Sean Payton could fix what's wrong with the team. He's got a little bit of that old
If
school.
you can't, though.
Like, he's going to come in and put mouse traps and shit in your
Yeah.
lockers.
Yeah, no, if
He's
you
going to make you watch videos of rats getting electrocuted before games to toughen you up. Like, you need a little bit of that stupid, like meathead old school football coach.
if you can't, I think you got to just fire Joe Lombardi and hope something changes, which it won't.
Or just go without a coach.
Yeah.
Just be like, cream's
Player
going to rise
coach.
to the top. So whoever feels like they want to coach the team, it's going to be like Lord of the Flies next year.
Yeah, let Bosa coach.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually an all-time moment when
Capitals
Bosa
this way.
When Bosa threw his helmet down, and then Staley picked his helmet up and handed it back to Bosa, and Bosa was like, "Oh, thanks, coach," and just threw it again.
Yeah.
It was like, what? Who's the head coach here?
Yeah. I officially now I'm a Nick Bosa guy.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done with Joe. I'm done with that entire franchise. I'm serious about it. I'm going to try to not say the word Chargers.
Yeah.
The C words. They're the C words.
All right, so-
I'm going to put $20 in the free parking lottery ball thing every time I say it. You guys are all welcome
Fair.
to join me if you want.
All right, so let's talk about the winning team here because they deserve a lot of credit. Trevor Lawrence could not have been worse to start the game. Like I said, 4 for 16, 30 yards, 4 interceptions. He then from that point forward went 24 for 31, 258, 4 touchdowns. It was insane how well he played after that start because I think we all were sitting there being like, is he going to go full Peterman? Like they were bad interceptions.
I don't think Nathan Peterman ever threw 4 1/4.
Did he? Was the 4th in the second quarter? Because I was just looking at the 5 in first half.
Yeah, 5 in first half. That's
Yeah,
all I know.
That's what I was thinking.
but that you kept thinking like, oh, it's not going to get any worse, and
Yeah.
it just kept getting worse and worse.
and Doug Peterson is just a really fucking good head coach, and he did get a little too. We said it in Friday's show. Like the one thing about Doug Peterson is he gets like a itchy trigger finger where he's like, I got to do something crazy. He did it at the beginning of the game when he went for it on that, what was it, a 4th down? He did that weird play, and it was like, what are you doing? Oh, he could have gotten a field goal. They could have gotten a field goal, I think it was. And you're like, Doug, what are you doing? But then he made up for it with the 2-point conversion, and also, like, sometimes football feels simple, and the Jaguars coming out of half and just being like, hey, the Chargers are just killing Trevor Lawrence. Why don't we run tempo? And why don't we just go hurry up? And they did that, and Trevor Lawrence was awesome. And Doug Peterson deserves all the credit in the world for. We should have known going into this game, like Doug Peterson's going to outcoach Brandon Staley. Of course he is.
Also, shout out the entire city of Jacksonville. I don't think that they left the stadium.
No,
I think they stuck around. Other cities, other bad sports towns would have jetted out of there, but it looked like the stadium was full in the second half. They stuck by their team. I think there's something to be said for a team that's been so bad for so long. They just wanted to like take in a playoff experience because you never know when you're going to get to see it again. And they got rewarded big time sticking around. That pool, oh my God.
Yeah.
Imagine the body fluids that were floating around that pool by the end of the game.
And it was 40 degrees.
It was
only
40 degrees. It
we
was
had the guy in
very
the
chilly.
gimp mask. That was the saddest thing.
And
when
they had
were
a
down
pregame
20-0.
part of my cheesesteak tailgate.
Yeah,
They did.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
So we
that-
loved
good vibes.
Duval.
That pool went from being filled like halfway with tears and blood in the first half to blood and cum at the end of the second half.
And I'm not ruling out the Jaguars versus the Chiefs. I know that they're going to have to, like, if Trevor Lawrence throws 4 interceptions to start the game, the Chiefs will win the game. Like, Chiefs will not give up a 27-0 lead.
Wait,
But
it's on a Saturday.
it is on a Saturday.
Trevor Lawrence never lost a game on a Saturday.
They played, I think the Jaguars lost by maybe 13 or something, whatever. They played right before the Jaguars had turned the corner. And the Chiefs are way better. So, like, if you play the game 100 times, the Chiefs probably win 80 times. But Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence, if he's clicking, something about, like, one of those young teams, like, we don't know what we shouldn't know, and we'll just go into Kansas City and win this. And the Jaguars, would it be perfect Jaguars history where it feels like the Jaguars are the opposite of the Chargers? They just go from stretches of being the worst franchise in NFL to then having mini like bumps where their teams just go far exceed expectations,
Right,
and it's fun.
This is right when Blake Bortles went up to Pittsburgh and
Dude.
beat Big Ben.
It goes all the way back to Mark Brunell beating John Elway in Mile High.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Like that was supposed to be John Elway's first Super Bowl. So that's the Jaguars have, like, if you know Jaguars history, don't be surprised if they find a way to beat the Chiefs on Saturday.
And it's on a Saturday. That's
it's
the
on a
most
Saturday.
important stat.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is awesome.
Yeah. The other one.
The other one. But if your name is Josh Allen, you're very good at football.
Yeah,
right
the Jaguars defense like came alive. And we're like, hey.
Hank, what were you about to say about, were you going to call him a good sports town?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, sticking out in the cold weather was impressive. I was also wrong about Trevor Lawrence, so I'll just get in front of that.
Yeah, you were right, though, for a while.
I was at the end of the Titans game. I saw what I saw. He didn't look good. I was proven right in the first half, but now that he's done it, never again. He's proved himself in the playoffs in my eyes.
That's similar to the Brock Purdy.
And he's good.
To throw 4 interceptions and be able to come back from that is insane.
Yeah.
Mentally, I would just crumble. I'd just be a puddle crying on the sidelines.
I do think that it was helpful that it was interception, 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 and it wasn't like interception, drive, interception. He just got them all out of the way quick.
Yeah,
that's basically equivalent to one interception.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's one big interception.
Yeah.
It's all one song.
Yeah.
It was just one big jam of, jam band jam of interceptions.
Yeah, take those 3 drives out of the mix.
I like that. Yeah,
it's not that bad of a game. Not that bad of a half.
I actually can't know. We talked about at the beginning how we all took in every moment of every game. I actually can't remember the actual interceptions. They all just blended together.
And it's also just such a concentrated period of time where it's okay, that was a bad 30 minutes, as opposed to if you spread all those out throughout a game, then you're like, oh man, that's a bad 3 hours.
I did think they were fucked when the punt went off the Jaguars player's helmet.
Yeah,
that was the most unlucky
until they didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, until they didn't score. Yeah, because the Chargers had this the shortest fields possible.
Yes.
It felt like the entire first half, and they should have put them away.
So now
the Jaguars deserve all the credit for coming back.
If you're the Jaguars, you know that no matter how bad things get in Kansas City, you've come back from worse, probably. I don't know if they're going to get out to a 27-0 start. That's pretty bad. You can't get off to a worse start against the Chiefs than you did against the Chargers. So it's you've seen all that the world has to throw at you before. Now you might not win the game, but going into it, you don't know that you're going to lose it.
Right. The only difference being that the Chargers, there had to be someone in the locker room at halftime who was like, guys, this is the Chargers. They're destined to blow this game. I don't know if you can say it for the Chiefs. Probably not. The Dougie P, Max, you were saying Dougie P will get him coached up. You love that guy.
Of course, everyone in Philly
shouldn't have
loves
driven
Dougie.
him out of town.
Yeah, you could make that argument for sure. But he's doing well. Eagles are doing well. It's kind of a mutual respect, I believe.
Both sides have moved on.
Yeah.
Who would you say won the divorce, Jacksonville or the Eagles?
There's no winner. Sometimes there's 2 winners.
There's always a winner.
Yeah.
No. You split ways, and you both are very happy, and you live the rest of your life happy.
Who is thinking about the other party more? Who's looking at the other person's Instagram more?
Him looking at us, probably.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it right now. Doug Peterson has not coached his last game for the Philadelphia Eagles.
You're going to bring him back?
I think they could bring him back.
I
Yeah.
like that take.
Yeah.
I like that
what?
take.
Isn't that... wouldn't that be perfect?
I feel like Doug has fully embraced his Florida-ness.
That's true.
I feel like you get an old person down in Florida for I don't know, 4 days in the middle of wintertime.
Yeah.
Somebody from the Northeast, and they're like, well, I'm just not going to move back.
Yeah.
You guys can come visit me down here now.
It does
I'll
always
be playing canasta and shuffleboard.
Yeah. It always freaks me out when he takes off his visor.
Yeah.
For the national anthem, they show him whoa, what is that?
Very, very gray now.
He
it
also
looks like the mop. It looks like the visor that has the fake hair. in
Yeah,
it.
right, exactly. They give the gas station.
Yep.
So Jaguars, shout out Duval, shout out Chaps, Doug's. That was an all-time night. They deserved it. Trevor Lawrence, you've gained Hank's eternal respect. That's a big time thing.
It is.
He doesn't give that easily.
I still think he
I'm
needs
still
to.
trying to get it.
He's got to cut his hair before he wants to win a Super Bowl. But besides
Gotta win in
that,
the playoffs.
Yeah.
when they start playing the Super Bowl on a Saturday like they should, then I will start betting on the Jaguars to
win
the
it
Super
all.
Bowl.
Yeah.
Also, one last time, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck
Don't say
you.
the word.
Fuck you, C words.
Yeah. C words. Yeah.
Also, he went to Waffle
we
House after.
we
Even
s-
more respect.
Oh, that is more
legend.
respect.
Waffle House is maybe, as far as per dollar goes, Waffle House is the finest dining experience that you can have in the world.
And also, Trevor Lawrence, someday, hopefully, he's on this show. I just have a million questions about his brother. That is still one of the most fascinating things. If you haven't seen his brother, it looks exactly like him, and he's a kind of a very successful artist.
Yeah,
It's complete different brains.
Seems
Left brain,
cool as
right
shit,
brain.
yeah.
Yeah. Seems like a very chill guy, but it's crazy to think one guy's an NFL stud and the other guy's a very successful artist. How
The other
how
guy-
does one family have that much success?
The brother seems like he would absolutely hate Dabo Swinney.
Oh yeah,
Hate him.
oh yeah, but loves Doug Peterson. They
Yes,
get along.
yeah.
they get along.
I
bet
shout out
you-
Urban Meyer, too.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer laid the roots.
Yes.
He established a lot of the nucleus that we see down there in Jacksonville
Facts.
right now. We should give him credit. They should have him come out and do something. What do you do in Jacksonville before the game starts?
You get a guitar.
You just get a guitar. And
Yeah.
he'd come out and just strum that G string.
Yes. And also shout out Tony Khan, because if the Jaguars somehow get to the Super Bowl, you're going to let us go and be on the sideline.
Sweet, yeah. Sweet in the
Yeah.
second half.
Yep. Can't believe what Vince is doing with the Saudis. You would never, Tony.
Nope.
We always were AEW guys.
Yep.
Okay. Before we get to Sunday's games, Instacart. I love Instacart. One of our favorite sponsors, because we got Instacart today. We were eating from Instacart today. They delivered us some chips, some Swedish fish. We got some Reese's peanut butter cups. We had everything. It's some Diet Pepsi. Everything can be delivered straight to your door. You don't have to get off your couch with Instacart. We've curated also the perfect assortment, and we've created our own Instacart bag that you can shop starting January 22nd. So you'll be able to shop our bag. You'll be able to get the Pardon My Take bag at Instacart, where the world is your cart. Instacart helps deliver all these possibilities with a fast, efficient shopping experience, fast and flexible delivery in as fast as an hour, or you can select a delivery window. Instacart has the widest choice in terms of items of any technology platform that helps deliver groceries from over 800 plus retailers. I'll just say this right now. You get delivered food all the time. Everyone gets delivered food all the time. Why not groceries? Because sometimes you don't want a meal. Sometimes you want snacks. Sometimes you want drinks. Sometimes you can get home improvement. You get household items, electronics, everything, alcohol, pets, beauty, and more. You can't actually get a pet, but you can get pet food, pet stuff. Why aren't we doing this? It's so much easier than getting in your car or walking to the grocery store. Just have Instacart hook you up. You can shop from your phone while you're sitting on your couch watching football, and now you can shop our cart. We created a cart starting January 22nd, so get free delivery when you cart your first order on the Instacart app and instacart.com. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply. And stay tuned to hear how and when to shop our carts. It's coming up. We love Instacart. Again, you're using your phone anyway to get stuff delivered to your house. Start doing it. Everyone's been sitting on the couch before and been like, I have a hankering for some chips. I have a hankering for some Swedish fish. I have this. I want this. I want that. You can't get it if you're trying to get, like a sandwich somewhere. Get it with Instacart. Instacart's the best in the business. So we love Instacart, and we're going to have a new cart that everyone can order. There will be the Pardon My Take selected items, the perfect football guy items, coming soon with Instacart. So get free delivery when you cart your first order on the Instacart app and instacart.com. Go check it out now and get ready for the PMT cart on Instacart. Okay. Sunday afternoon, 1 o'clock. Bills 34, Dolphins 31. The Bills flirted with disaster. That was crazy.
Yeah, for a little bit, it looked like Skylar Thompson was going to go into Buffalo and beat the Bills. They let him hang around too long.
It was crazy because the game started. It was 17-0 before you blinked. I think the Bills scored their first. I think they were up 14-0 in like the first 7 minutes, and everyone had the same thought everywhere in America. This game's a snoozer. This is the one game we can all just all right, let's get to Vikings Giants, and then weird shit started happening, and the Bills started turning the ball over, and the Dolphins hung around, and then next thing you know, it's 34-31, and the Dolphins have the ball and a chance to tie or win the game, and you're like, how the hell did we get here? I don't know what to explain. I don't know if it's
Jalen Waddle coming back, maybe.
Yeah, or don't overreact because the Bills might have overlooked him a little bit, even though you shouldn't do that in the playoffs, or panic time Bills because Skylar Thompson looked pretty good, and the thing that has kind of plagued them all year is turnovers. Did you know that the Texans and Colts are the only two teams that have more turnovers, and they played an extra game?
I mean, right from the very beginning,
yeah,
when Josh Allen had that first scramble, and then at the end, he mashed all the buttons at the end of the play like he does, and both his hands flailed out, and the ball trickled forward like 6 yards. You knew that it was going to be that kind of a day for Josh. which is fine. You get good Josh and bad Josh, and usually good Josh wins that fight in straight sets. But he will turn the ball over sometimes. You have to be ready for that. I think what we're looking at in this is like we're saying, Skylar Thompson almost beat the Bills, and we're looking down our noses at Skylar Thompson because his name is Skylar.
Yeah.
And so it's like, wait, he's not supposed to be. You can't get beat by a Skylar in the playoffs.
Kansas State, too.
And in reality, if you watched how Skylar Thompson played today, I actually think he looked really good, not because of anything that the Bills were doing defensively. I think that Skylar Thompson just might be a lot better than we thought that he was going to be.
Yeah, and
the fact that he's a third-string quarterback makes people be like, oh, his name's Skylar. He went to Kansas State where they let anybody in with a hole in a heartbeat. And he's a third stringer. He's a third stringer. Though their acceptance rate is like 99.9999.
You got to say Ema after that.
9.
Every man a Wildcat.
Shout out Bill Snyder. But he's not as bad as a third stringer named Skylar would lead you to believe.
Yeah, I mean,
he's actually not bad.
And he wasn't great. We expected so little, and he was better than the little we expected. And so this is the Bengals game and the Bills game. Like, you can look at it. I think they're a little bit different, and when we get to the Bengals game, I'll explain why I think the Bengals win was a little bit different than the Bills. The Bills did dominate this game. They had bad turnovers. Like, the fumble for a touchdown obviously was huge to start the second half. And they also got stuck in a lot of spots where it felt like they were just trying to take shot plays, and it just, like, first down shot play, like second down, like try to run a little bit. And they just, I don't know, the Bills offense never felt like it was clicking after the first two drives where they did score touchdowns, and they just let them hang around. Like, the Bills dominated the game in terms of yardage and moving the ball. It's just that's why you love the NFL playoffs, because it's a single elimination and a team can have a bad day. And I don't know if we just say, okay, survive in advance. Bills are okay, survive in advance. Or you're like, hey, Bills, if you play like that against the Bengals or the Chiefs or the Jaguars, you're done. You're done.
In trouble. So offensively, I think this is what you were talking about in the second half. Their offense became like, okay, let's put Josh in shotgun. We'll run an occasional design run for him. But our passing game is going to be, Josh, you take 5-step drop, and then you need to spin out of the pocket. Then you need to direct somebody downfield to run further downfield, and then just throw it as far as you can. And that, I mean, sometimes you get some awesome 70-yard touchdown passes from Josh Allen, but that was the entirety of their offense for the second half.
And it feels like, and Bills fans can tell us if we're way wrong. We obviously love Josh Allen and we root for the Bills, and we're biased. But it does feel at times like the Bills don't have many 5 to 6 yard plays. Do you know what I mean? They don't have. It never feels like
it's Cole Beasley.
Yeah,
that's why they got him back. Yeah,
but it doesn't feel like they can just methodically move down the field and sustain drives. It feels like they're either going to hit a home run or they're going to be in third and long, and Josh has to do something incredible.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is. I don't know.
Cole's their move the chains guy. I think they're working him back into the offense, and so they're going to have him do those little Wes Welker stick routes, and that's how he scored a touchdown today.
Right,
was on one of those. He actually I think he's a big addition for the team.
Yeah,
people will laugh and make jokes about Cole Beasley, but I actually think that he makes this offense. He should, once he starts practicing more and becomes more of a part of the team, he does serve a very valuable role, which is turn the offense into a possession offense.
Right, because it does. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't, and it should be that they should be able to get stuff underneath a little bit easier, because teams you would think would given Josh's arm and also their receivers would try to keep stuff in front of them and not play a lot of too high safety and be like, hey, we're going to let you go down the field and beat us underneath because we don't want to get burned. But it just seems like they can either go down with a huge home run play or it's a punt. And I don't know. I mean, their run game has gotten better, so I'm saying all this. You won the game, so it really is nitpicking. The playoffs, I am a big believer. In the playoffs, you shouldn't worry about how you win the game. You should just win the game. You know what I mean? A 3-point game, winning a game by 3 points, even though you're a 2-touchdown favorite, does not matter. You just survive in advance, and next week is a completely different game. I'm just worried. I'm just a little worried. They just can't turn the ball over like they do.
I think I wouldn't say that this is like an example of a reason to believe that the sky is falling.
No. I mean,
I think
yeah.
the Bills can still like beat any team in the AFC.
Absolutely.
So, but you can't get off. You can't like fall asleep at the wheel like you did today.
Yes, it's basically the Bills, and I think they would probably admit this. They played like a B- game.
Yeah.
And to beat the Chiefs and the Bengals, you have to be B+, A- or better.
Also, don't wear the all blue uniforms anymore.
Yeah.
Those are bad.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree on that too. Most Bills fans probably agree with me. The blueberry look, not great. In fact, I'd like to see the Bills bring back the red helmets, like the old school,
Yeah.
like 80s, 90s style helmets.
Do you think that there was any overlooking? You don't overlook a playoff game, but it did feel like at times, and it was also on the. We were harping on the Bills' offense, and I have ultimate trust in Josh Allen, so I'm not like that worried. The Bills' defense, there were some times where it was like, wait, what's going on here? Like, why are the Dolphins? Maybe because they have such great receivers.
Dolphins
but-
had some bad drops today.
Yeah,
though.
they had
Like,
some really bad drops.
The Bills actually, looking back on it,
Yes.
knowing that it was a 34-31 win and all the drops that they had, the Dolphins could have easily won this game. I do think that we're looking at Skylar Thompson being like, how could you let Skylar Thompson beat you almost?
Right.
He wasn't that bad.
No, and because we saw him against the Jets, and it looked hard
Right,
to
like
move the ball.
I'm talking about like today's Skylar
Yeah,
Thompson.
right,
Skylar
right.
Thompson today probably played at maybe the peak of his abilities.
Yeah.
But he was good. He was good, definitely good enough to win.
Also, nice. They always throw in the story when it's like you're not only rooting for a team like we're rooting for the Bills because we love Josh, but like I also bet on the Bills, and then they just fucking slip in that quick. Like Skylar Thompson has been through a lot. His mom died from cancer when he was a kid. His dad drove like 20 hours to get to this game. It's like, well, fuck. I said, now I feel like
Now
an
we can't
asshole.
call him a bum.
Yeah, now I feel like a fucking dickhead.
His dad.
They
cares
always
about
do
him.
that.
Yeah.
By the way,
I want one quarterback to go out there for his first start, and the announcer's like, nobody gives a fuck about this piece of
Yeah,
shit.
right. Like this guy's a bum.
Fuck this guy.
We totally fucked up because we got so ramped up talking about the C words. Al Michaels, it's done.
Okay, I'm going to stand up for Al Michaels.
It's done,
wait,
dude.
Wait.
Tony Dungy, vibe killer.
Tony Dungy.
Yeah,
Tony
he's a
Dungy.
vibe killer.
Al Michaels, I still think is fine. He's good with Herbie in the booth. Either he had a giant meal at halftime and he had the itis for the second half, but I think the more likely culprit is that Tony Dungy is the biggest energy vampire in the world, as well as probably being an actual vampire. But such a mood killer.
It was
I hate
hard to listen to. A thrilling game. And I know that people are like, why you care about the broadcasters? Well, they're part of the game, and they do, like Mike Tirico on Sunday night was awesome. That Sam Hubbard fumble recovery, he hit the perfect note of excitement of like, what the fuck is going on? Al Michaels is calling an unbelievable comeback, and it was just, I was falling asleep listening to it.
It was the Trevor Lawrence 2-point conversion is where it really came to a head, where it was like, and they score.
Yeah, and he gets the 2.
And Dungy was like, that's a solid play that
Yeah,
drew up
you
there.
can see him reach over here. Jake, thoughts on that? And then we'll get back to this game because we did miss that. We should have talked about that.
Yeah, there was a lot of criticism worldwide on that.
Yeah.
I hate it because I love Al Michaels. He's a fucking
He's a legend.
Yeah.
But it was tough.
What do you think, Jake? Not worldwide. I want to know what Jake thinks.
And I want you to be as critical as you can be, knowing that's not at
a
all.
tough spot. Yeah. I mean, like,
Come on, just
Not
say
that
it.
tough.
Just say it.
And
It was boring.
Tony Dungy.
I don't think in a playoff game there's such thing as being too over the top. So I
Agreed.
think there was no ceiling here.
And he didn't even he was crawling on the ground.
Right.
He was Leo in Wolf of Wall Street
Yeah.
getting out of his car.
That was some of the feedback I got on the bowl game. Like, since it's a bowl game, you kind of have a little more of a leash to get excited.
Yeah.
Because
Ohio
it's a
and
big
Wyoming,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
But yeah,
Tony
It was
Dungy
bad.
Just
It was Jake wants to say it was bad.
I-
Just say it was bad.
whenever I hear a game like that, and really whenever I just hear Tony Dungy
Jake was
on
watching
TV,
that game pissed off.
I
being like,
always,
if this was me,
I
I'd
always
be
wonder,
fucking
like, why
rock
was
hard
Tony
right now.
Dungy a good coach?
Yeah.
How could anybody want to run through a brick wall for Tony Dungy? It just
Scheme.
He doesn't have any
He
emotion.
wasn't. He couldn't win in the playoffs.
He has zero.
also I will
Didn't he win a
say
Super Bowl?
Tony Dungy doesn't usually call games. He's usually in the studio.
Yes. Oh, you also
So-
had Peyton Manning. That's probably why.
Yeah, it's true. But like whenever I see
Just
Tony
one.
Dungy, I'm like, why? How is this guy a successful NFL
Anything.
coach?
Anything.
He seems like Joe Philbin without a pulse.
Yeah. He's the guy that if you like have to go on a double date and Tony Dungy's there, you're like, we can't hang out with that couple anymore.
No.
I don't want to. It's painful to go to dinner with them. That's who Tony Dungy is.
He seems like he actually strikes me as a ghost.
Yeah.
I think he might be a ghost.
He has ghosts like.
He's,
Yeah, I
he
mean,
is
his
very
Wikipedia
ghosty.
picture is alarming.
Is
Is
it
it
the
ghost?
vampire one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's either a vampire or a ghost.
It was so bad.
Maybe both.
It was so bad.
I have a note segue to bring us back to the Dolphins game if you want.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you, Hank.
Mike
Producer
McDaniel on the sideline. Obviously, nicotine and sports go hand in hand.
Yes.
Like baseball players packing dips, Jim Leland smoking cigs in the dugout.
Yep.
You know, old coaches used to smoke cigs on the sidelines. I understand that nicotine and sports go hand in hand. Coaches, players, it's part of the game.
Yeah, LeBron he puts
Everything.
little, Zyn pouches up his butt.
Mike McDaniel was vaping on the sideline.
Yeah.
You can't vape.
Well, no.
Yo, why?
You
why not?
can.
No, you can't.
Hold on,
Like,
Hank.
that's the part where I said this
was-
online and people were
Hank,
like,
boomer
"Dude,
take.
everyone takes nicotine." Blah,
take.
blah, blah. You just can't
No, no,
have
okay.
like a fucking. Imagine like I'm
boomer.
fine with the act of
You got old.
participating with nicotine during a game. It just can't be a vape.
Why not?
Juul's different than
Hold
vape.
on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Hey, Hank, he's called Don Jula.
Hold on.
now.
Hold on. I think you can. You can't if you spent the entire day struggling to get the play in on time. Then you can.
No, sometimes you got to hit the vape.
The Dolphins, I've never seen a team flirt with delay of games more than the Dolphins. I think they had 4 pre-snap offside penalties and then 2 delay of games. Like, it was every single play. And when it happens that often, because sometimes it'd be like, oh, well, they're just trying, they're the underdog. They're trying to bleed the clock. No. The plays weren't getting in on time. It was very clear.
Not only did they have so many delay of game penalties, but they had what I have to believe is the single worst postseason delay of game penalty in terms of logistics of all time on that fourth down, where they didn't break the huddle until there were 4 seconds left,
And they
on
had
the play
extra
clock?
time. They got bonus time because of an injury.
Right, so they were huddling up and standing in the huddle because I think that this is something that he had planned out and timed out. Okay, if the play clock's at a certain amount of time, we can huddle up and then sprint to the line and still be able to get the snap off. But they didn't break the huddle until 4 seconds left. Of course, they're going to get a delay of game on it every time. I think Mike McDaniel. I don't think that was nicotine. I think he's vaping hashish.
So maybe I'm just naive because I don't really know what these things look like. Are we sure he's not just blowing in to make it warmer? There's
No, look, you can see it right here.
Jake,
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
we need
see
to
it.
we need to have you vape just
Yeah.
so that you can
He
be knowledgeable about these things.
That fourth and what he said afterwards that he someone had told him he got a first down. That might have just been he was so high that he was just like thinking he got a first down because I don't remember being like that was a first down.
No, it was the most important play of the game.
Right. And he was like, well, we had a play. We put in our personnel thing. It was a first down. And then they said it was fourth down. It's like, okay. It was all
They gained
game.
0 yards on 3rd and 1.
It was all game. All game they had trouble getting the play in. And I don't know, like, Mike McDaniel was a success as a first-year head coach.
I
is.
respect Mike McDaniel.
Yeah,
as a
yeah. Like,
coach.
he got them to the playoffs.
Just don't vape, dude.
He dealt with a lot of injuries, a lot of weird adversity. But that's something, like, you have a rookie quarterback who's starting his second game, and you can't get the play in time to him?
Yeah, it's tough.
That was very tough.
I disagree with Hank. I think he should
Just
vape.
for aesthetic reasons.
No.
Not for, like, don't vape.
If
Just
was
aesthetically.
don't hit the jewel. If you're going to vape hard. Like,
No.
go all out.
Yeah,
have a
pump
rig.
it.
Have something attached to your
Sick
chest,
clouds.
like Bruce Arians did with his communication thing. Have like a big rig of just nothing but vape strapped on your person, and then blow amazing clouds.
Or have someone holding the vape for you, and then you go and like pretend to like tell them something, and you just hit. They're holding it, and you just hit the vape.
Or have a guy like behind you holding a hookah.
Yeah.
And you're just smoking a hookah on the sidelines. That'd be chill.
Yeah. So Dolphins, I mean, they you have to say this is a successful season, right, Jake? Like overall.
Yeah, I mean, given where we were at 8-3, it's disappointing. But at the beginning of the season, this was do or die for Tua and company. Obviously, the injuries have some asterisks, but yeah, I mean, a playoff win would have been nice. I've never seen one like I've been alive, but I don't remember seeing one. So yeah, it's tough because it felt
You could have
so
won
much.
that game.
Yeah, that's the thing. Going into today, I had no hope, but the fact that I was like, damn, they actually had a shot to win this game. It's crazy.
Right, and I think that if you took out the fact that we all are so used to the Bills, like making incredible plays, big touchdowns, and that they were 2 touchdown favorites. If you just watch that game, just like totally neutral, didn't know anything about them, you come away being like the Dolphins could have easily won that game.
Yeah.
They could have easily won that game. And the Bills survived, and that's all that matters. They got to play better, and we get our Bills-Bengals matchup, which I think is great.
America's finally ready to see that game.
And now you bring DeMar Hamlin pregame.
Yes, this is exactly right.
This is when you do it.
There was some speculation before the game that this was going to be a DeMar game where he would be on the field like announcing them, saying what's up to the fans. DeMar said he was going to stay at home and focus on his recovery first. I think that was very smart by DeMar.
Yes, and the Bills.
Take care. Well, DeMar, it's very smart of you to stay home, take care of your health, make sure that you're feeling fine so that you can get out there and just scream your fucking head off next week.
Yes.
As the team's storming onto the field.
Facts. All right. Before we get to the next game, let's do a quick ad because we gotta reset before the next game. We got a lot to talk about the next game.
We do have a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about the next game. I'm excited for Bills-Bengals. Very excited. Sunday night.
And before we get to this next game, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Game Time. That's right. It was created by fans for fans. Game Time is the ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows, and they guarantee the lowest price. I would like to know, how much is it going to cost to get into that Bills-Bengals game? That's what I want to know.
What about like a Chiefs game if maybe some people are going to that?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
So we don't know. The contest, we have to see what happens.
We're
in
down
the
one.
Monday night game. We're down 1. If me and Big Cat win both of our bets on the Monday night game, then Jake and Billy have to go to Kansas City dressed as Chiefsaholic and X Factor. Billy.
You get one of those tickets for $131.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And the Bills-Bengals game on Sunday afternoon is going to be $313 to get in.
That environment's going to be
Just
insane.
get in. Just get in with the Game Time app.
What time's the last flight?
Later than 6, we hope.
6:30. You can get the first half of the game.
Shout out Frank the Tank. He went to this game, and he got in with the help of Game Time. They cracked the code on how to score deals on last-minute tickets. It's possible with the Game Time app. It's the biggest last-minute ticket price drops, and they can all be found on the seats that you thought that you could never, ever buy. The purchase process takes just 2 taps and 10 seconds, and once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text so you can get into the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle, enjoy the moment, download the Game Time app, or go to the website, enter your email, and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Use Game Time. We love Game Time. Game Time is the official ticketing sponsor of Barstool Sports. They get us into all the games that we go to. You guys are going to love it. Super easy to use. You get the last-minute lowest prices, and you can skip the hassle of waiting in line. Game Time. Use it.
Okay. Giants 31, Vikings 24. I don't want to say we told you so,
I don't either.
but we told you so.
I don't feel like taking a victory lap on this. I don't feel like pointing out that the Minnesota Vikings finished their season with a point differential that puts them in negative point territory. We've talked about all this stuff before.
Yeah, listen.
I don't think that we need to rehash the fact that we've said over the course of the entire season that Kirk Cousins is a perfectly fine, brilliantly nice human being, and when it comes down to it in crunch time, sometimes is afraid to make a dicey throw and will take a safer option that might result in a completion, but it's ultimately not going to win you an important game.
Wait.
I don't think that we need to rehash any of that.
Wait, are you talking about 4th and 8 with the season on the line and you need a first down and you go with the 4-yard check down?
It was actually the perfect Kirk Cousins ending to a game ever because on the stat sheet it's going to
played
show
great.
Yeah, and on the
Yeah.
stat sheet that one play is going to show successful completed pass for what, like a 3-yard gain, something like that. And in reality it's like, hey dude, you have Justin Jefferson. He might be double teamed, but fuck it, he's down there somewhere.
Hey, just throw it past. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Past the first down line. Just throw anywhere past the first down line. If it's incomplete, at least you tried to get a first down instead of checking it down, thinking you have 5 downs. That was better, and we were more right than him throwing an interception on that last drive.
Yep.
Him throwing a check down.
Perfect.
That was 4 yards short. And Kirk Cousins was not the problem today. I mean, besides the check down. The Vikings defense, as we've said all along, they were going to kill their season, and they killed their season. The Giants did anything they wanted. Daniel Jones was sensational. Like, he was the best quarterback this weekend. He was the best quarterback this weekend because you have to count Brock Purdy's start to his game.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions. Justin Herbert struggled a little. Josh Allen was good, but he had a couple turnovers.
Joe Burrow wasn't spectacular.
Tyler Huntley wasn't. Daniel Jones was the best quarterback this weekend. I don't think it's actually close. He was so fucking good. He moved the ball whenever they had to. He made big plays whenever they had to. He made big runs when they had to. He was like patient with his runs, letting his blocks get set up. Daniel Jones, I'm sitting here right now. We're sitting here with Wild Card Weekend. 5 of the 6 games have been played. Daniel Jones was by far and away the best quarterback in terms of play on the field this weekend. That's crazy, but it's true.
And I'm very happy for Giants fans. I think that what you've seen with the Giants this season, if you're a fan of a loser team, you can look at these Giants and be like, there's hope for me.
Get the right coach.
There's hope for me. If we hit a home run hiring a head coach, then we can go from being, and like, let's be very clear about what the Giants were last year. They were infuriating and boring to watch.
Correct.
They were a dumb, boring team coached by a dumb, boring guy.
Remember when they did the QB sneak from like the 2-yard line on 3rd and 9 because they didn't want to get a safety?
It wasn't even just a QB sneak. It was like they were running some sort of single wing offense.
Yeah.
But just like fell forward for 1.5 yards.
It goes to show, and the NFL is we love it. It's such a fascinating league, but for every bust, you can point to many people around them that probably failed them because Daniel Jones was not the guy, and he had 2 different head coaches, different offenses, not a lot of weapons, and then in comes Brian Dable playing to his strengths, and he has been playing out of his mind good, and he now should be the quarterback of the future for the Giants. I don't even think it's up for debate anymore. It's just whether, like, what the actual monetary, like, deal with his contract's going to be. He is their quarterback of the future. He was so good. And I don't know when he got a jaw and, like, gained, like, 15 pounds of muscle, but he's fucking hot. Put it on the bonk list. I don't care. Daniel Jones is hot.
There was
like, he's not a boy anymore. He's a man.
There was one shot of him on the sideline where he looked like Superman.
He's a Greek god.
He looks like Superman a little bit.
Yeah.
I think what's happened, a couple things with Daniel Jones. One, he just kind of found a point in his career that he has a coach who actually cares about him and seems to be aligned with him, and now they're running an offense that actually suits what he's very good at doing. But most importantly, I think he's had enough time to wash the Duke off of his skin and off of his body, and he doesn't have the stink of Duke
smarminess.
He doesn't have that, like, the Duke vibe to him necessarily.
And the Giants also survived. I mean, this game was so much fun to watch. It was just back and forth, back and forth. Both quarterbacks played a clean game. Both teams played a clean game because we were sitting there being like, whoever makes a mistake, whoever fumbles, whoever throws an interception, it will change the game. That's how it felt. The Giants, that would have been an all-time loss to have Darius Slayton over the middle just dropping an absolute perfect pass where he would have run easily for first down, game over. Thankfully, you had Kirk Cousins checking down. And they even tried to give it to the Vikings with that roughing the passer. Like, that was a bad call. The Vikings were driving a little bit. But, man, I don't want to say we told you so, but we told you so. And you know what? I think Vikings fans, it's been a long season, a part of my take, and us versus Vikings fans. I want to bury the hatchet, mostly because we ended up being right like we thought we would be. But I want to bury the hatchet because you guys knew deep down that what we knew, you also knew.
Yeah.
So we all were kind of on this, and I've said it before, but I have a few friends that are diehard Vikings fans, and I talked to them after, and they were like, look, we knew that was going to happen, but it was still such a fun season. And it was.
Sure.
Like, they won some classic games. They won the NFC North easily.
Biggest comeback in NFL history.
Biggest comeback, the Bills game. Like, that was a hell of a ride. It just was always going to end like it ended, and we saw it coming from a mile away. And I think they did too. So we're not going to do a victory dance like is expected. What I will do, though, I will do a little victory dance on someone in this room. Hank, You tried to troll us being like we were being mean to the Vikings, and you're like, I'm on the Vikings. I like the Vikings. The Vikings are really good. They're 13-4. You bet on them today. What do you say about that?
You know, this is a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, there was really no excuses. They played like shit.
Their defense.
Yeah, their offense wasn't.
Yeah.
They probably should have gotten the ball to Justin Jefferson a little bit more, but credit to the Giants' defense.
You know, the Giants defense were like, we're not going to let Justin Jefferson beat us. We'll just let T.J. Hawkinson beat us. And he did for a while.
The Bills game, Kirk Cousins was making those throws. I think they had 2 or 3 crazy 4th down conversions. You get that roughing the passer call, you should have all the momentum. I thought they were at least going to have a couple shots at the end zone or something. When he just checked down to a tight end, it just kind of all came to fruition of like, wow.
You were wrong.
This
You were
team
wrong.
is a joke. This guy is a joke.
That's who he is. He's not.
11-0 in close games.
And you trolled your way into siding
but
with the joke.
it's not trolling.
No,
I
that's
legitimately
exactly-
thought it. It was a real.
That's exactly
fact-based-
why you
it was a
decided to bet-
fact-based thought.
Hank, fact or fiction, you decided to have this fact-based thought because it would do the most damage to us if we lost it.
Not damage. I just I thought I was trying to like protect you guys from yourselves.
Oh, well, no, we were fine. We never were in doubt. We never were worried. Ever.
Yeah, turns out this is maybe the most right we've ever been on this podcast.
Yeah, for all the Asante Samuels, not that good, and then 3 interceptions in like 5 minutes. This one we were right about.
We were painfully right about this one. I legitimately don't think that I've ever been as right about a take as I have about Kirk Cousins.
The
and how
entire
this season
season.
ended up.
The entire season.
I'm not going to take a victory lap for it.
No, we're not taking victory
But
laps. We're
I
not
was-
going to do victory laps.
I was so right that it fucking hurts.
Yeah, I said that. I was like, it's. I don't take pleasure in being this right because it's almost like weird to be this right because you don't want to be the guy that's this right. But we were this right.
Yeah, Billy.
What teams have you ever been positive on, either of you?
Great
like
question,
today.
Billy.
Like what?
What are you
Great
talking
question.
about?
Have you ever-
Chargers? I was positive about the Chargers.
Well-
Sorry, the C words.
did
That was, that was with a hard
Did
R.
you hear
too.
us talk about how good the Niners are?
Chargers.
I called Brock Purdy Kurt Warner.
I'm just saying.
$20 for the
It-
C
it
words.
I don't know if you've been
It
listening.
takes
to
it takes a real man to back a team. It takes a lot of people. to tear
Right,
it
we
down.
what are you
Such a-
talking?
such a good
Oh
point.
shit! I actually forgot.
Shut the fuck
I
up,
forgot
man.
a stat. Thank you.
All right,
Billy, for
all right.
talking.
The Detroit Lions.
No,
we
no,
support the
yeah.
Detroit Lions.
The Bills.
the 49ers. We had nothing but good things to say about the Niners.
Patrick Mahomes is
Bandwagon Bills boys.
by far the best.
Do you-
Okay.
do you listen to the show, Billy?
Now you're back on your troll shit.
Do you
Billy,
listen to the show?
I actually have a stat for you. I completely forgot to bring it up because we were so worked up about the C words. And I really hate to derail this off of the Vikings and us being so right. Did you know that in 2020, the 2020 season, the Jets were 0-13?
Yeah.
And then they went and they won as 17-point underdogs against the Rams. And then they beat the Browns. And then they got the second pick and drafted Zach Wilson and not Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
They won
That-
2 meaningless games in December.
Yep.
And so that's what I forgot to tell you.
That was a good one. There was actually a 4th down conversion in
Yeah.
one of the games that just was like the whole history.
Yeah,
Yep.
like Trevor Lawrence could be a Jet.
Sliding doors moment.
Yeah, and they'd be in the playoffs right
But
now.
do you think Trevor Lawrence could handle the New York media? How's
I
that
don't know.
project coming?
Were you guys
It's going
going?
well.
Were you guys going after Dable? Was he a Jet in contention for the Jets job?
No, not at the time.
No, because they hired him this year. Oh wait, but they might have interviewed him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll look into that.
It might have been Black Brian.
That's true.
Yeah, we get those confused. So yeah, Billy, that I forgot to bring that up. That is the difference between the first and second pick. Back to Hank being wrong and us being right.
Hank,
I also would say I would also say like the Vikings. That was kind of a regular season thing for me. I've kind of moved on.
okay, all right, Hank.
You're
No,
on the Cowboys now.
serious question.
I have
Serious
put
question.
one future in for one team in the playoffs, and it was not the Vikings.
All right, serious question, Hank.
If
Wait,
it's the Cowboys, I might have to just mute myself for the rest
No,
of
if
the
the
season.
Bucks win tomorrow night, you've been wrong about everything.
Right, I'll just go mute.
Yeah.
I'll be muted.
Which part of the Vikings were you wrongest about? Was it Kirk Cousins or was it their defense? Not that we're dancing on your grave or taking a victory lap.
Or was it us being right and you thinking we were wrong?
It was Kirk Cousins, and it was you guys being right and thinking you were wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe they
It's
should?
kind of just like bet. Yeah, it's like fade the public. You guys were,
We're not the. We're,
a couple
okay.
public squares looking at me
Okay.
right in the face,
Okay.
and it was like,
no, you were actually the public square.
Yeah.
You bet on the Vikings. today.
Hank, do you think that maybe they should have gotten Kirk Cousins more involved in their downfield passing attack and maybe looked for him on, like, I don't know, like some out routes or some deep corners as opposed to just hitting him in the flat for a negative 1 yard completion?
yeah.
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 That was the funniest
You were
play.
right.
That was the funniest play of the
That was the
entire
funniest
game.
play. Billy, I think we were positive about a lot of teams. I just don't think you've been listening to the podcast today.
I've been listening to the Vikings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
the
the
Vikings
Vikings
lost
we
all
were
the season.
negative about. But you know what? Next season, if they find a new quarterback, it's totally different. They have so much talent. They're a really good. Their offense is so fucking loaded.
But here's the thing.
Derek Carr.
They're,
Lamar Jackson liked to
they're
tweet.
Not, they're not going to find another
No,
quarterback.
I
No,
know
Lamar
they are.
Jackson
They are.
liked to tweet talking about Lamar Jackson going to the Jets, but then he unliked the tweet. But the screenshot shows that he did like that tweet at one point tonight when he wasn't at the game tonight.
Oh, okay.
So,
nice. That's nice.
Hmm.
How's that? What does that have to do with the Vikings?
Well, you were talking about the quarterbacks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we're positive about a lot of teams, but the Vikings we were right about.
You think Daniel?
We were positive about the Vikings because we were right, so that's in the positive.
But the point differential on all those Vikings games wasn't as bad as like the Dolphins.
They were 13-4.
That's the difference, is that there were expectations on the Vikings.
Right. I know.
They were 13-4.
Also, shout out to Minnesota. You won that division.
Easily.
Banners fly forever. Also, you've got Carlos Correa. So,
Facts.
congratulations.
Yeah. I hate being this right, PFT. It's uncomfortable. Let's go back to being wrong.
All right,
Bucks
Kirk,
tonight.
Bucks.
We're going to be wrong about the Bucks. This has become like a reputation game for you.
Yeah, no, I mean
It
it's
was like the Vikings was like a appetizer. And
Did it all
we
just-
sent it back?
Did
I've
all
had
ju-
I've ordered 2 meals.
Yeah.
One of them was I had
poo-poo.
I've got Jake Marsh in my stomach, and now I have the Cowboys for the main course.
Did it all just start based on us saying that the
Yeah.
Cowboys stunk until you're like,
Yeah, no,
I
that's
know
how
what
it all
I know
starts.
what I can say that will shock everybody.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are good. Is that how it all started, or was there some? What was
No,
it?
you went. You
How did
just
this
went.
begin?
From, you
Walk
just
me back to the start
No,
of the
he-
Cowboys
no,
fandom.
the Cowboys one is probably more to that point. The Vikings, the Bills game was an eye opener.
In what way?
It was an eye-opening, fantastic win.
It was.
Kirk Cousins was throwing dimes. They beat the best team in the NFL, basically.
You know what it was?
In my
He
mind,
He just went from the white Kirk Cousins to the black Kirk Cousins. You're just hopping around.
Yeah, so
what's that mean?
no, it's
Do you
the
not
white.
remember?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's the white Kirk Cousins and the black Kirk Cousins and the white Dak Prescott.
Yeah. You're rooting for the same quarterback.
Against Tom Brady, I will see. But yeah, I mean, if the Cowboys lose tonight, you're not going to be hearing much from me.
No,
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
be hearing
you'll-
a lot.
you'll move
we'll
on.
be
You'll
interviewing
move on
you
so fast.
I'll be
extensively
takeless in
on
Seattle.
Wednesday's
No,
show.
you'll move on. You'll probably like hate the Bills next. Yes, you will.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, you're gonna hate
Yeah,
the
you
Bills
just
next.
you just laid the seed, being like bandwagon Bills.
Yeah, you're gonna hate the Bills.
Yeah, no, we know. We
You
can
already
see
hate
you.
the Bills.
Yeah, you do. You hate Josh Allen.
You've never liked the Bills. He dragged you kicking
Again,
and
this
screaming.
is gaslighting
into
PFT,
Buffalo.
literally putting words in my mouth.
No, Hank. Fact or fiction? The Patriots play in the AFC East.
Fact.
Okay, fact or fiction? The Bills are your rival.
Fiction.
Okay, because you don't think they're good enough to
Yeah.
be your rival.
That is also part of the Vikings, the perfect storm. PFT has his own history, Kirk Cousins. I don't like the Vikings because they play in the same division. Like, why? I like the Lions right now, but the Lions next year when they're good, I'm not going to like them.
And I've always said Josh Allen, Josh Allen, you guys kind of like poking fun of him and him coming to the podcast, doing the interview, will always have utmost respect in my eyes. Before, he could have been the worst quarterback in the league, and I would have been like, I like Josh Allen a lot. Great dude. So I'm happy that he's
He is a great
successful.
dude. He's
and
the
I
best
hope
dude
I hope
ever.
they do well.
I wrote down a couple nice things about Minnesota.
Okay.
In Minnesota, you have the most lakes.
I
of any
actually,
state in the United States.
I've spent some time.
We love
in the-
lakes.
Yeah, I've spent some time in the Minnesota lakes. It is beautiful. The summer in Minnesota is actually
Yep.
a delight.
You have a wonderful state fair that we've been to.
Been to?
With butter sculptures. They
Yep.
make butter sculptures.
Yep.
You have not as many mosquitoes as in some parts of Brazil.
Yep.
For the most part, you guys are not that infested with malaria. The Edmund Fitzgerald probably had it coming. Mm-hmm. And You have Carlos Correa. That's really the thing I keep going back to.
And I've always said that Minneapolis is a very nice city. Every time I've spent, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 different times I've been there, and I've enjoyed it every single time. It's a very, very nice city. Had a lot of fun times, memories there. Yeah, St. Paul as well.
St. Paul's nice. Oh, I love the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah.
Those are delicious.
The wings we got, you were in Thailand.
No, I was doing MDMA in Hong Kong.
In Hong Kong. Sanford Steve and I went to a great wings place that was awesome. Yeah, the Final Four was great there. Put on a great event.
Minnesota's very affordable.
Yep.
It's an affordable state.
You also have a very good head coach.
Yes.
Although I don't know what was that third and one play in the first half.
The pass to Kirk Cousins is so funny.
Let's make Kirk Cousins make someone miss.
Just
that one didn't really.
They should have just sent him downfield.
Yeah,
they should have just aired it out to him.
That made no sense. But other than that, Vikings.
I think he probably hates Kirk Cousins just as much as we do.
Yeah, he's like, let's get him.
Yeah, he's like, listen, let's have Justin Jefferson play quarterback.
Yeah,
and then get Kirk Cousins lit up.
But so to put a bow on the Vikings season, incredible regular season. We were right. I think most Vikings fans also knew that we were right deep down. I won't carry this hate. Well, I will because it's divisional, but like they have a shitload of talent if they can figure out their defense. It wasn't their offense. Their defense was really, really bad, and we saw it all day against the Giants. And to be continued. We'll see what the next chapter holds.
I actually think that next year's Vikings team is going to be way better than this year's. Because their offense is fine.
Yeah, they just have to fix their defense.
They fix their defense, which they'll take some steps towards doing, and then I'll think they're fine. I'll also go to bat for Kirk Cousins because I might be wrong about being so right. I know we just said that this is the rightest we've ever been as a podcast. I might be wrong about how right I am because there is a chance that Kirk Cousins thought it was third down on the last play
or
of
there
the
were
game.
5 downs.
One of the two. It's like a 10% possibility that he got confused and thought it was third down and he checked down on it.
Yeah.
That would make way more sense, and I would be inclined to be like, yeah, Kirk Cousins, I kind of believe you if you were to say that.
Yeah.
That's how dumb of a decision it was. So I'm either right about being wrong about Kirk Cousins or I'm right about being right about Kirk Cousins. I'll leave that much up to you.
And Kirk Cousins will forever be a top, a 10 to 15 quarterback in the NFL, which is you can win a lot of games with that. That's not bad. He's not a bad quarterback. He never has been a bad quarterback.
If there was a Hall of Very Good,
he would be
second ballot. Yeah, he's in.
Easy. We'd vote for him ourselves. And the Giants, we'll see the Giants Saturday night.
Yep,
they feel a little team of destiny. I'm a little nervous.
They are buying in.
Yeah,
they're fully bought. They're the most bought in team. And we should also say this was the matchup to see who gets our official Coach of the Year vote.
Brian Dable.
So Brian Dable, Coach of the Year from Hard My Take.
And Greg Olson's very good. That's all. That was the only thing. Can you actually clip this just and send it? We can tweet it at him. Greg Olson is next up. He's a very, very good, in a very short time, he's very good at calling a game, at finding the right levels of like when to get excited, when to get in, and he teaches us something. Greg Olson, not because we're friends with him. I'm saying this if I didn't even know, if I never met him in my life, I'd be like, Greg Olson, next up. He is very, very good at broadcasting games.
And also when Tom Brady comes and takes his job next year,
maybe not.
I'm going to be a little bit sad about that.
Maybe not.
Hank, don't include that part in this clip.
Maybe not. All right, last up, Bengals 24, Ravens 17. We just finished watching this game. The Bengals. Now, I have a different perspective now because I did put a future on them a few months ago. Last year, it was like, how are they getting away with this? This year, it's like, maybe this is what the Bengals just do in the playoffs. They win games with a couple lucky plays, and it happened tonight with the Sam Hubbard 99-yard touchdown, which swung the entire game.
What a beast.
The Ravens, I mean, he is a beast. He's an absolute beast. Cincinnati kid, played lacrosse. No big deal. Roback.
We have a story on BarstoolSports.com from last year.
Yeah, exactly. He did all these things. The Bengals, it was a 17-17 game. The Ravens were playing just as you expected, like staying in it, playing great defense, not giving up any big plays, doing just enough offensively, running the ball well. They're going in. It's 17-17. It's the fourth quarter. They're on the 1-yard line. Tyler Huntley reaches out for a touchdown. It gets knocked out of his hands, which, I mean, you can say luck, but it was a great play by the Bengals defense. Falls into Sam Hubbard's arms, and he runs 99 yards for a touchdown. And Stathole actually said that was I think the first time in the playoffs a player scored.
It's the highest numbered player
Yeah.
to score a touchdown with higher number of yards than his
yeah.
number.
Yes.
So in the past, Greg Ellis and Mike Patterson, they were both numbered 98. They scored on a 98-yard touchdown.
Yeah. So he beat that record. He beat his own number.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that game, like, and similar to the Bills-Dolphins game, survive in advance, so who cares? Doesn't matter how you win, just win. But the Bengals got outplayed for a lot of that game. Like the Ravens here, if we had said to you, if I said before this game that the Ravens would have over 100 yards more total, they'd have more rushing yards by like 3 times. They'd have more passing yards. They had more passing yards than the Cincinnati Bengals with all their weapons. And the Bengals still won the game. You're like, yeah, that's the Bengals playoffs. Like that the Ravens played that game exactly how they needed to play the game to win that game, and the Bengals just keep doing it. And they got a knack for it. Like I'm on the other side now, so I'm rooting for them. So I'm like happy. I'm like, hey, look, horseshoe up your ass. Don't explain it. Just win.
The Ravens had such a weird offense that they put together pretty much the best game plan possible to beat the Bengals today, which was let's run Lamar's offense with Huntley, who's going to take us forward, maybe get like 2 first downs, and then we'll have 2 like back-breaking penalties.
And
then,
maybe an interception
and then
thrown in.
But like after the back-breaking penalties, then we'll have to regain all that ground that we lost from those penalties. So our offense is going to have the ball for forever, and that's how the Ravens beat you. Is they possess the shit out of the ball. They go on these huge clock-killing drives. I think that one early on in the game on that touchdown drive, wasn't it like a 7:30 drive, something like that?
It was the field goal drive. I think at the end of the half they went. They did a touchdown drive. 10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
75 yards, 17 plays.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like
crazy.
It's so hard to do. They figured, okay, Jamar Chase can't be scoring touchdowns against us if we have the ball in our hands. So they played like the most boring style of football pretty much. Huntley is always like tripping over himself in the backfield and barely regaining his composure, doing a spin move and then hitting Mark Andrews for like an 11-yard gain.
Yeah.
That's kind of what their offense is predicated on today. And it almost worked. It actually probably should have worked.
It should have worked.
With the exception of Huntley thinking that he had Trevor Lawrence arms.
Yeah, right, because it's similar to the Bengals game last year against the Titans where they sacked Joe Burrow 9 times and then Ryan Tannehill just threw the game away. Like, I don't apologize for the win. And the good news for the Bengals is the Bills' defense is not the Ravens' defense. So everything should be a shootout. Everything should look a lot easier. The Bengals just find a way to win. And that Sam Hubbard touchdown was so fucking electric. Like, that was everyone stood up and was like, holy shit, what is happening? Because the game, I mean, I don't know what win percentage they do. They are bullshit, but it had to have swung it so severely because the Ravens were about to take the lead, and their defense was playing so well that it felt like the Bengals couldn't get anything going, and then it just flipped on its head, and the Ravens had to play from behind, and they can't do that.
I have an ESPN. Before the play, it was 59.1 Ravens.
Yeah.
And then 85.8 Bengals.
I mean, crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah. Crazy.
One thing that I loved in this game was Eli Apple getting cooked, and then Eli Apple getting cooked again on the internet after, because I don't know what it is about the guy. I think it's because he's played for so many different teams that there are so many fan bases that have a genuine, glowing, white-hot hatred of him.
Yep.
That anytime he gets cooked, it just becomes a big dog pile online, and it's so fun. All the memes are so fun. I think Eli Apple is one person that, for whatever reason, we can just all come together and laugh about.
Yes, absolutely.
Because he's had a successful career by any given stretch. Like, you can use any measurement that you want. He's a NFL veteran. He's made a shitload of money, but when he screws up, he really screws up bad.
Yeah,
and it's awesome.
And I don't know what the Ravens do going forward. I mean, Lamar, it feels like, and Billy said it, he's liking tweets about going to the Jets. Doesn't feel great.
I heard he's going to be a commander. And Lamar, I would treat you so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd give you your own bathroom. Everywhere we went, it'd be like Kim Jong-un. You'd have a train just of your bathroom that would follow you wherever you wanted to go.
That's a huge deal.
It is for him.
And the Bengals, the good news for the Bengals, it is. Hank did point out the other way to look at that stat. I'll give you credit, Hank. It is harder to beat a team 3 times because you beat them twice, and then it is 20-14. I think we said on Friday. So the team that loses the first 2 times does win a fair share. That was just an old school divisional. These 2 teams know each other so fucking well. Of course, it's going to be this tight. The Bengals survive, and now you have in your way 2 teams. Maybe the Jaguars too, so throw them in there. But you beat the Chiefs already. You beat the Bills 7-3 already. So you have teams you know you can beat.
Yeah.
Right there, right in front of you. The Bengals feel like they're just gonna what?
So you beat the Bills 7-3 already?
Yeah, they beat the Bills 7-3.
The game never happened.
Yeah, no, but Bengals fans, the game was over.
And they had
If
the
you talk
ball.
to any Bengals fans,
They were driving.
yeah, they were
the Bengals
driving.
had the ball
It was
going
7-3,
in.
It was over. It was
Joe
over.
Burrow
The game
was
was over.
dealing.
Anyone who thinks the Bengals weren't going to win that game is crazy.
Got it.
7-3.
Got it.
We've never seen crazy comebacks in football games, like a team coming back from 27-0 or something.
I got a
or
question.
the Bengals coming back from 21-3 against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. 7-3 over.
What's up with the Bengals field?
What do you
Why
mean?
is it so dirty? Why, for being a synthetic turf field, they've just got black pellets everywhere, not in the right place.
Billy?
It's also cursed.
It's
Is
true.
it?
It is cursed.
Harambe?
Well, just a ton of worse things
Injuries, really
happen
bad
on it.
injuries.
Okay, well, whatever it is, like they need somebody. It needs to be somebody's job to sweep up those black pellets because I've never seen a field as messy in my life.
Well, they're ready to go, and it is so funny. I mentioned it when we were watching the game, but the Bengals helmet, when Andy Dalton wore it, was like, okay, this is kind of a joke. When Joe Burrow wears it, it's like these guys are for real.
Well, I thought Andy looked good in it.
Yeah, I
In the
know, but
orange.
you knew we're just playing around. It's Andy, that's fun. Joe Burrow wears it, it's like these are ferocious Bengals.
Right. I mean, he makes everything look cool. They
Yes.
did an entire montage of Joe Burrow wearing clothes that would actually get us locked up in an insane asylum if we put him on. But when he does it, it's like, damn.
They also went a little too far when they showed him walking in today and he was just wearing regular clothes.
Yeah, and they're like,
Joe Cool.
Look how. When do you think the backlash is going to start for Joe Burrow, and what do you think it's going to look like?
So I hope it never comes because we love Joe. But knowing how the sports media works, if the Bengals go deep in the playoffs, like let's say the next 2 to 3 seasons, and they don't win a Super Bowl, I was mentioning it before, like people won't, or some people won't remember, but like there was a long stretch where we were living in the greatest hot take culture of all time, and Peyton Manning and A-Rod were the biggest chokers of all time.
Yeah, they were losers.
And they're like, they stink. They can't win anything.
Hank
They're
still thinks
terrible
that.
players.
Those were the days.
Like
About both
two
those
guys
guys.
who were the best players in their respective leagues were bums.
Peyton was.
Well, he's
A-Rod kind of was. I mean,
Yeah, right. So that Hank is
guy.
giving you a time portal to seeing it. But so unfortunately, I think that's how media works. That will then, even though Joe Burrow
But
is
we-
awesome
that-
dude and
it's like
awesome
2003
player,
to 2008.
yeah, like
that's
it
a
will
compliment, though.
Yeah,
like,
no,
because we're not sitting here having a conversation about like Kirk Cousins can't win the big one.
Yeah.
like he hasn't reached that level yet.
Right.
But Joe Burrow is good enough where now he's going to have expectations put
Right.
behind him of winning the big one. It's going to be like, yeah, he hasn't won anything. It's going to be, don't you know cigars are bad for you? What kind of
yeah,
role are you setting for the kids? And then it's going to be, why is he friends with those Pardon My Take losers?
yeah.
Those are the big 3 that they're going to attack him about.
Yeah, and I am all in on because here's the other thing. Like, you don't think you need luck to win a Super Bowl? You could go through any Super Bowl run and be like, there was luck here, there was luck there, the ball bounced their way. The Bengals just have the ball bouncing their way right now. That's just what it is. So you can't like there is something to having a knack for having the ball bounce your way and making those big plays. And the Bengals keep doing it. I cannot wait for that Bills-Bengals game. What time is it? 3:00?
3:00 Sunday.
Shout out Jake.
the
He
first
nailed all
game.
his predictions.
Thank you.
Yeah, that game is going to fucking rule. Like we have.
I agree. Listen,
I love these games
Yes,
coming up.
yes.
Divisional round might be my favorite weekend.
This is going to be maybe the most anticipatory week of just waiting. I love it. I love it so much. Every single matchup, my pants are getting tight. I'm pumped, especially for this one.
Yeah.
We've been waiting 2 weeks to see this game.
And you know what would make it perfect? Because we have every storyline right now. We have Patrick Mahomes versus the new young gun Trevor Lawrence. We have Giants, Eagles, divisional rivals, hated teams. We have Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. What would be perfect is if we have Mr. Irrelevant versus Tom Brady going home.
Tom Brady going back to Candlestick.
And if you think NFL is rigged, Hank, you can still have time to switch your pad. Because that would be. Although, you know what? Let me be nice to you. Cowboys 49ers is also a very classic 90s matchup. So you have that.
The fact that the worst game in terms of storylines involves Patrick Mahomes, we're so lucky.
Yeah,
We are lucky.
We're blessed.
We are lucky.
We're blessed.
Amazing.
We're blessed.
Shout out football.
Shout out football. All right, let's do one last ad, and then we'll wrap up with Who's Back of the Week.
Before we get to Who's Back, it's brought to you by Peloton. It's hard to stick to working out, but guess what? Peloton makes it easy. I love my Peloton. I'm back on the bike. Hank's been on the bike. We've been pedaling through Buns of Anarchy. Booger's joining us for some rides. The great thing about what I like about Peloton is the bike and the live leaderboard actually does make you press harder. I remember when I first started using the Peloton and I wasn't competing in live classes. I was getting good workouts in, and then I start competing against other people, and it makes you press way harder than you thought you could push. Peloton is the best workout that I've had. The bike's great. The app's great. Everyone knows that Peloton makes bikes, but they are so much more than that. They make treadmills, and they have tons of other classes like yoga, strength training, high-intensity interval training, and boxing. Peloton instructors have a variety of different training backgrounds and styles of motivation that work for people of all fitness levels. Hank, who's your favorite instructor? Mine's Kendall Toole.
Mine's Alex Toussaint.
Oh, Alex Toussaint. He's good, yeah. Both great instructors. Olivia Amato's another good one. They're all good on Peloton. They'll give you a workout.
Who's your favorite guy?
My favorite guy, Alex Toussaint.
Oh.
Cody Rigsby's pretty good. You want me to keep going?
No, that's fine.
I like all of them. They're all great. They're all in such good shape. Susie Chen, everyone's great. Because nothing gets you moving like the perfect song. Peloton has the best playlists. Whether you're looking for EDM, 90s, pop, or something soulful, Peloton has music to fit your mood. You don't have to be a super athlete to enjoy Peloton because there are classes for every level. Whether you exercise daily or if you're new to working out, Peloton can help you achieve your fitness goals. Try Peloton risk-free 30-day home trial. Join Buns of Anarchy. See you on the leaderboard. New members only, not available in remote locations. See additional terms at onepeloton.com/home-trial. That's a 30-day risk-free trial. onepeloton.com/home-trial. I'm getting back on the bike this week. Look for us on the leaderboard. See if you can beat us.
Henry, who's back?
I don't know how this didn't start the show, but my Who's Back of the Week is handball.
Oh, yeah. How didn't
Specifically-
this start the show?
Specifically U.S. handball. The boys in red, white, and blue won their first international match in 21 years.
Yes.
They beat Morocco.
Good sports town, USA.
Back. We're back. Shout out to our guy, Ty Reed.
Yep.
Ty Reed.
Yep.
Love that
Ty
guy.
Reed, love it. And
Ty Reed.
I mean, some might say it's because we started talking about handball on this podcast and said any athlete could step out there and compete. Some people hurt us, and we got new blood on the team.
Yep. Facts. All right, U.S. handball, back.
In a huge
How
way.
didn't that start the show?
I mean, I don't know. They did lose to Croatia, but I think we're still in the tournament.
Yeah,
so.
Croatia's probably one of those really good countries. They're good at everything they try in Croatia.
Mm-hmm.
Name one thing Croatia's bad at.
Winning wars, I would assume.
I think they won a war.
Did they?
Yeah, they seem to be pretty peaceful in Croatia.
Okay.
No?
No, they haven't. Okay. PFT, who's your who's back?
My first Who's Back of the Week is Colin Cowherd stealing her stuff.
Yeah.
Colin Cowherd did like a headline show, which is a topic or a segment that he stole from Scott Van Pelt, like Tomorrow's Headlines Today. And so on last Friday's show, the Herd, fucking fake soup guy Colin Cowherd, puts up on his bottom line, I want to Brock and roll all night and Purdy every day.
What the fuck?
Right after we talked to
Come on,
Booger about
Cowherd.
that. So he's a thief.
He's a thief.
He stole soup from me and overwrought analogies. He steals. What else did he steal?
Joe Burrow.
He stole Joe Burrow from us.
He did steal
stole-
Joe Burrow from
he-
us.
he
It's
stole-
plain sight.
He stole dyeing his hair.
4K.
Stole dyeing his hair. He stole being divorced from Dave.
I'm not dyeing my hair anymore. People are saying that I'm very gray. They were mentioning many times on the stream how gray I look. So even I don't dye my hair. Facts.
I just say, fuck you, Coward. I blocked him.
Nice.
He's not getting these takes for free
You're
anymore.
never going to die again? You should.
If Just for Men wants to step up, I will. That's no free ads, but start advertising with us. I'll
What-
fucking go jet black.
What
I
if it
don't
was
care.
like You
It
know,
would be
like
very. How funny would it be if I was Jet
what
Black?
if there's, I'm sure there's another brand like
Yeah, whatever brand wants
something
to do
for
it.
guys.
Sam's
If
Club
any
hair dye?
brand
Yeah.
is listening right now, you have a model ready to go. I will dye my hair jet black.
For a dude,
Maybe not jet black, but yeah.
only
okay.
for dudes,
Florida dude,
only for
a
dudes.
Florida man hairstyle.
Yeah. All right, what's your other who's back?
Oh yeah, my other who's back of the week. You know what? That can be my only who's back of the week, except for Cliff Kingsbury. He's back for being a genius.
Yeah,
Turns out Cliff Kingsbury.
Thailand.
Cliff Kingsbury. We talked a lot of shit about him. All of it was deserved, but the stuff that we said about him being dumb, not true, because he did what I think any of us would do if we got fired with like $30 million guaranteed. He got a one-way ticket to Thailand.
Yeah.
And so he's just going to hang out in Thailand for like, I don't know, years. Hopefully.
Also, who's back? Sean McVay,
Sean McVay is actually back. And also who's back?
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald, who retired for like 5 minutes and now is back. All right, my who's back. I have to round down, unfortunately, but I'll just do it anyway. So I have to round down. Or sorry, my who's back. Yeah, I'm gonna actually. It's a hot seat, but it's who's back. My who's back. DeAndre Jordan, Andre Drummond, and Ben Wallace. I have to round down here, but those three guys, what do they have in common? PFT.
Pistons.
Nope. Well, yeah, but nope.
Wait, what?
No, what do they have in common though?
Say it again.
DeAndre Jordan,
Yeah.
Ben Wallace, Andre Drummond.
Centers.
If you round down, they all shoot 40% from the free throw line.
Okay.
So they would be equal to Henry Lockwood, who said that he could shoot 8 for 10 from the free throw line.
Ben Wallace won an NBA title.
Yeah, he did. That's a fact.
So there you go. Hank.
So I'd have to round down, though, because DeAndre Jordan's actually 47.5%. Andre Drummond's 47.4%. Ben Wallace is 41.4%, so that's pretty close. But, yeah, Hank decided, what was it, Friday night? You just said I can hit over
Well, we have the
7.5
free throw Friday
throws.
bets available exclusively in the Barstool Sportsbook on Fridays. You pick a player in the early game, I pick a player in the late game. I tweeted it out promoting it, and someone said, how many free throws would you make out of 10? Didn't really think about it. I was like, and back in my day, I was a prolific free throw shooter. Wasn't a huge fan of like.
What do you think
know,
prolific means?
just really good, unbelievably good. Was never a huge fan of like really working out and like getting sweaty and like practicing basketball in that way. I would just go out in the driveway and shoot free throws. So I was like, I'm a good free throw shooter. I can easily hit 8 out of 10. Might have been a little ambitious. Didn't
4 out of 10.
the first time.
Well, that you said. I mean, that's the one that counted.
It was windy as fuck though, and no one was rebounding. People, no free throw shooters ever had to get their own rebound.
That
It
sounds
was-
exhausting.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
sad too because I gave him a chance for redemption. I was like, "You get 10 more," because we could have sat there forever, and if we did a million free throws, at some point there would be a stretch of 10 that Hank hits 8 out of 10. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time, so I said, "Go shoot 10 more."
You know what would be the worst punishment ever for our next year pick thing is just you have to keep shooting free throws until you make 20 in a row.
No, that wouldn't be that bad.
Take me 20 minutes.
100 in a row would be bad. I don't think. Yeah.
Wait, you think you can make 20 free throws in a
Yes.
row?
Yes. I mean, it would take a while, but yes.
Yeah, it'd take a while. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, but I think I could do it within the first 2 hours. Guess this is another challenge.
But then you get tired by the end of it.
that's true. You do
if
get
it's
tired.
2 hours, you're
As
gonna
long
be.
as someone's rebounding.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
I would never do it without anyone rebounding.
Massive.
I would never do it without anyone
massive,
rebounding.
massive distinction.
But if you just
Wait,
keep
Hank,
shooting, you'll hit 20 in a
You
row.
literally shot 20 shots, and you're saying
Not
that
only
this
for
was so
being tired, but
exhausting.
for rhythm too.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, so Hank went 4 for 10. I said, hey, go ahead, take 10 more. Let's see if we can get this 8. He got all the way to the end. He was 7 for 9. There was actually a little kid who walked by and was like, Daddy, this is like, look at this NBA player. And then Hank clanked the last one, and the kid started crying, just crying.
Did you
in the
promise
park.
him? Was he
Yeah.
sick? Was he on the way to the hospital? Like, don't worry about it, kid. I'll make this
Also,
for you.
shout out that one AWL Stooley who literally, as Hank is going for one of his free throws, this was during his 4 out of 10, drove by and just screamed out of his car, Hank, you fucking suck at free throws, as he was shooting it, and he fucking missed it.
Yeah, I was 1 for 2 at that point. Missed that one, and then it was over. That I was not able to recover from that.
Yeah,
but
so
I know
Ben Wallace.
I can still go to sleep at night knowing I'm the best free throw shooter in this room. Without, I mean, by far, you could probably.
Okay, well, it
Okay.
sounds like
Combine all
a
your
challenge for
best.
the Chicago
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sounds like we'll do it.
I will not fight you on that,
Yeah,
Hank.
I will.
Good
And
luck.
kicker.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just all-around athlete.
Also, just to be clear, to not throw any shade on Ben Wallace, Ben Wallace is technically a better free throw shooter than Hank because it's 41.4%.
Hank could probably beat him up, though.
Hank was 40%.
The first time.
Probably.
Well, you were
hair.
11 for
And it was
20
outside.
total, so not much better.
4 degrees out.
Well, I said we could get an inside gym. You're like, no, I want to do it outside. It's no difference. It wasn't a regulation height either. It was 9-foot rim.
Oh, where was this?
Yeah,
I got to
it
get a
was in
video of me
Hoboken.
trying to touch it.
How bad is that? 9-foot rim. You still couldn't do it.
I've
And it
actually-
wasn't far enough away.
I've actually made like
closer.
a mental list. Every time I drive by a hoop that looks like it's about 9.5 feet tall, I just drop a mental pen in it so I can go back and touch it later
Yeah.
and be like, look, still got it.
Yeah. Billy.
Really quick before my Who's Back, the winner of the last football guy of the week for this season was DeMar Hamlin. He won.
So not Peyton Hillis.
Payne Hillis, it was a very close race. It was actually much closer than I thought. But yeah, DeMar Hamlin squeezed it out.
Good for DeMar.
All right, good.
Yeah.
I never thought he'd win that.
And my real Who's Back is bad statues. So over the years, we've had some bad statues. Think about Cristiano Ronaldo's statue, his bust before. It's been going viral
That
on
also,
Twitter.
if we're talking about the Vikings, it's been a tough year for takes for me. Sorry to interrupt.
What was your take?
Oh, that Cristiano Ronaldo was the greatest soccer player of all time.
Oh, damn, Hank. I
And then-
forgot you said that.
And then he signed with Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And Messi won the World
And
Cup.
Messi won the World Cup.
He
Yeah,
hates
no,
you,
you
Hank.
couldn't have been worse. Couldn't have been worse on that one, Hank.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
It is
What
a
could go wrong?
We'll be streaming it. It is a reputation game for you. It's and I want to just repeat. If the Bucks win this game, we might not have a guest on Wednesday. It might just be a full exclusive with Henry Lockwood.
I will say nothing. I'll be muted.
Okay. No, you won't.
So it's been going pretty viral, but in the Boston Commons, they unveiled a new statue for MLK, and most of Twitter thinks that it looks like either penises or poop.
That you can say that about basically anything, though. Like Twitter got.
What do
dirty
you
minds.
think, Billy? How do you think the art of the statue is?
I'm not really sure what it is, but it does look like poop. So that was my Who's Back.
All right. But by the way, happy MLK Day,
Yes. To all those who celebrate, which should be everyone.
except for Arizona.
They don't?
No, it took them till like 1995
Yikes.
to acknowledge it as a holiday.
Yikes.
Yeah, that was like a Chris Rock routine. I think he said, like, do you know how racist you have to be to not take a day off work?
Yeah. Seriously.
Notifications on for Ravel today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, happy anniversary. This is the date when Ravel said that he had upwards of 9 or more pieces of MLK memorabilia.
And his best friends are black.
Some
Yep.
of them.
He has some.
Hank.
And he sorry for appreciating history.
I think he said.
I'm sorry.
I think he said, I just find it cute that I'm accused of being racist when I have 9 or more autographed Rosa Parks rookie NAACP cards.
Actually, I'm going to find that. All right, go ahead, Jake.
My Who's Back is Novak Djokovic in Australia. The Australian Open started.
I heard there's a show for this, by the way.
Yes. I need to watch it.
I need to
Breakpoint,
watch it too, yeah.
A Netflix show.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's really good.
It's F1 for tennis.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. And it highlights Kyrgios, the guy we talked about over the summer. He
Yeah.
actually just had to retire from the tournament due to injury.
When
But
that guy's always quitting something.
yeah, so last year, Djokovic got deported from Australia. Couldn't participate. This year,
He's going to win it all.
if you get booed, you get kicked out. Allegedly.
Love it.
Wait, if you boo,
Yeah, if you boo him,
okay,
you get
Oh.
kicked out
they deport you.
Like that.
from the tournament.
There's no
No fun
amnesty.
when the rabbit got the gun.
Yeah, there's conflicting reports on if
This
it's actual
is
booing.
anti-Philly discrimination. To ban booing?
What if you throw a battery at somebody?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Max, they're coming after your culture.
This is gross.
So the quote is, if they disrupt the enjoyment of anyone else, boom, they are out. We don't want them on site. They can stay away or we will kick them out.
Yeah, but what if you're cheering against someone and the other person's cheering for the other person? That would disrupt my enjoyment of it.
True. Fact.
Also,
So no booing.
Australia,
Djokovic.
it's a bit rich for a country that's it's founded on a penal colony to start policing people's manners now.
Yeah. So
You
there's
guys were
conflicting
all-
reports about the actual booing rule, but if you're disrupting the enjoyment, you're out. Crazy.
I found it.
Everybody can get on the same page.
Sure, I have over 9 MLK signed items. I am a humongous fan of what he's done.
Just big fan.
And over the last 7 years, I've collected a lot of things. It's not only MLK, it's a lot of Black history. I own a Rosa Parks signed NAACP.
That's not what that is.
So it was pretty shocking today how I was called racist when I am a student and lover of Black history, and it was I never expected the reaction that I got today.
This is the best one.
I'm sorry if people think that a white man can't enjoy Black history. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really am. I'm sorry if people think that a white man can't love Martin Luther King. But to me, that seems pretty counterintuitive.
If I can't be a fan of his and appreciate everything he's done, how come I own all his stuff?
I own his entire life. Oh, I'm sorry.
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 I just find it cute that I have over 9 pieces of MLK game-worn merch.
I'm sorry. Okay. Great show, everyone. Another thing you've been wrong about. Lottery ball. Have you ever gotten it right?
Nope.
Oh. That sucks.
I'm going with 71.
I haven't said numbers yet. What was he about to say?
I'm going to take...
He didn't say numbers yet.
Yeah.
All right. Numbers.
71.
He's such a dickhead. 17.
Okay. 69.
Oh, wait. Got to throw in money.
I have money in my
18.
pocket. Yeah.
I still
All right.
cash.
All right,
I don't really carry cash.
I owe 2020.
All right. Jake.
18.
20.
71.
Do we have a jar?
17. Yeah, we need a jar. We need that.
Memes has a safe.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
What's your other number?
He
Hank,
said he's
you're
bringing in
thinking about?
tomorrow.
I picked 17.
Yeah,
I was
what's
going to
your
pick
other
71 because of Micah Parsons' kid. 7.1 ounces.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Reminder.
Yep.
Sack bet, right?
Yep. Michael Parsons, congrats on the sacks. He's getting a sack tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tonight.
I'm going to go with Dak Prescott's number 4.
How much money for us who don't have cash do you bring
60 we're
Okay.
at? Yeah. All right. Numbers.
So,
Hank,
there
you've
you
never
go.
gotten this?
71.
Nope.
Easy money. Easy money. I think you said 17.
Oh. It was right there.
60.
So close.
60.
Love you guys.
Clouded leopard escaped from the Dallas Zoo, and they think someone was trying to help the animals escape.
What if I don't get it this year?
This entire year
You have to get a tattoo
of
of
feel like I
our
should get
face,
something.
of
Of
our
our faces.
faces.
Oh.
Of our faces.
He should
Yes, our
actually-
faces, and it's actually Mount Rushmore. It's me, PFT, Billy, and Kirk Cousins.
So just the same picture twice?
Yeah, and Daniel Jones. Yeah. Sure. Okay. All right.
I
Great.
was thinking it was going to be I should like get something good, but whatever.
Or throw Kyle Trask in there, too.
Yeah. Why not? His
Wait,
big
yeah.
booty.
Why don't you just get it like all of Billy lookalikes, like old school Dan Campbell,
Buzz
Billy
Lightyear.
football, the young Buzz Lightyear, and Kirk Cousins on your chest.
I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Love you guys.
Talking away, I don't know what I'm to say. I'll say it anyway. Today is another day to find you shying away. Oh, I'll be coming for your love, okay? Take on me, take on me, take me on, take on me. I'll be gone in a day or two. better to be safe than sorry.